Hello guys, we're live.
Hello.
Hello.
And there we are, the whole gang's together. So,
Hi everybody.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
you might be wondering what we're doing tonight, or today rather, it's still day. We're playing the Tomb Raider themed pen and paper role-playing game published about 2 years ago, but I don't think anybody's really played that on any form of content whatsoever. At least I couldn't find it. So you might even consider this a world premiere. And yeah, who have we here? I think not everybody here on the stream will necessarily be familiar with everybody, so why don't we just go around and say one or two sentences about who we are and who we will be playing. Although, keep the character introductions very short because we will go into further details in the course of the game.
Are we introducing ourselves and our character right now?
Yeah, yourself and your character in like one sentence.
Okay.
So, who wants to start?
You could go round in order if you want. Clockwise, anti-clockwise.
You're the master. You have to say
Okay.
who's going to begin.
We're going to go in the order that's showing up on the stream. So, Amelia is first.
Oh no, me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, hi, I'm Emilia. I play Aurore Pellissier, a French civil engineer who's gone around the world for some random reasons. And this sentence is already way too long, isn't it?
That's just about right.
Okay.
Then there is Owen.
Hello. My name is Owen and I am an Irish person. I was going to do my raid intro. And my character's name is Emily Brega and she is also Irish and she is a freelance archaeologist.
I hope I'm not going to get confused by the real Emilia and the character Emily.
Totally different names. I can follow it.
Yeah. Okay. Fang, who are you?
Hello, my name is Phobia. I hail from Scotland, and I am an infernal preacher on behalf of the Infernal Temple. We fight vampires, do exorcisms and all that stuff, but I am here today as Adrian Dias, a professor at Cambridge University studying cryptography and ancient languages.
Lovely.
Also,
leads
just
us-
a quick note. Tommy in the chat said that Amelia's
yeah,
audio is quite
I've
loud.
already turned up the volume on Amelia's end, so that should be fine.
Oh, okay.
Closer to the mic.
Or that, yeah. Should help.
I always forget about that.
Nero, who are you?
Well, I'm Nero. Nice to meet you all. And today I'm going also to play Raheem, a tourist, a guide in Egypt. And yeah, go in.
And finally Dave, aka VortValentine.
Hello, I am Dave or Vort, and I will be playing as Lee Chang, a stunt performer who is very athletic and also a mercenary.
Lovely. And I feel like for the first time ever, really, I'm going to live up to my they-them pronouns because I'm literally everyone else in the world.
Yeah.
So, we've spent the better part of 2 weeks now coming up with characters, and I've spent the better part of 2 weeks coming up with a good story, which, funny enough, leads us to the lovely city of Istanbul. Quite,
Ole.
Ooh.
They don't
quite
say that
interesting.
there,
For the record, that is not in Spain.
That is not in Spain, indeed.
but... No, it's absolutely not.
That's about as far from Spain as you can possibly get without leaving Europe. Both, geographically and culturally,
Oh,
I
no.
suppose.
Russia is in Europe.
Yeah, I suppose. That could be similar in distance, to be honest. Right. So, Yeah, given the fact where everybody comes from, I feel it's safe to assume, and we're going to start here, that we open our adventure with a lovely panoramic shot over the whole city. Flying in from the west, there is a large range of hills to the north. So everybody coming in from the west would be seeing that on their left. The Mediterranean and its outskirts. To your right and in the middle, the city of Istanbul, quite sprawling and very obviously divided into two halves by the Bosporus. And we have on that plain two people of very high interest to us, which is Emily and Lee, who've been guided here, shall we say, by a mysterious message that Emily received from her old university pal, Dunya, who's been messaging her about something very, very, very weird going on recently. And she said, you need to come here, you need to check this out. I've booked your room in a hotel. Further details when you get here. Of course, Emily has brought her friend Lee along for the muscle, basically. So you descend onto the airport. You're a couple of minutes from landing. Do you want to have a quick chat while you see the town coming closer? You might even introduce yourself in more detail, how you know each other. Stuff like that.
I'll let Emily take over.
Maybe, yeah. Like, just do we have to actually chat as them, or?
If you want to, I mean, you can start by just introducing your character in more detail.
Oh, okay. So, could I just read the bio that I wrote?
Maybe paraphrase it.
Okay, 1 second. Just grab it here. So yeah. So basically, Emily is an enthusiastic 32-year-old freelance archaeologist, and she is from Galway, Ireland. She kind of fell in love with the concept of archaeology and the mysteries of the word. She was on a school trip to a place called Newgrange, which is in Ireland, and it has an ancient structure that's said to be at least 600 years older than the Great Pyramids of Giza. So it's a very old structure that's still there, and it's said to be the birthplace of the Irish hero Cú Chulainn. So while she was on that trip, she kind of birthed her love for ancient ruins and stuff like that, and she found like a small rock on that day that had come off the the rubble on the wall, and she's always kept that because it kind of reminds her of when her hobby kind of was born, sort of. So she let me see. I just said to anyone it might have been a random stone, but to Emily it was a link between past and present. And she went on to learn about mythology and took this interest further by studying archaeology at Queen's University. She went on to become a freelance archaeologist, and although she tried her best to listen to her morals and give her findings over, as every archaeologist does, like hands over their findings and stuff, she never forgot the thrill of the day she found that stone, and this often leads to Emily having sticky fingers when it comes to finding different ruins and stuff like that. So she's become more of a tomb raider than an archaeologist, in that sense. And she's also really good at combat. She's had countless jiu-jitsu classes, keeps her in shape, and it proves useful in a tomb raiding pinch. Let me see. And then I just went on about her appearance. Should I get into her appearance, or is that I'll just leave that for now?
I mean, yeah, and maybe like 1 or 2 sentences should be enough.
Yeah, so she just wears like cargo's boots, nice flannel shirt. Who doesn't love a flannel? And she has some really cool tattoos. She has like a sleeve of like different Celtic markings, and she has a feather on the back of her left shoulder as well. It's just what I came up with. So yeah, sorry if that was too long.
I think it was about right. So yeah, for reference, it was during your studies at Queen's College that you also met the aforementioned Dunya, who now contradicted you when she was doing an exchange program. And later on your adventures doing the freelance archaeology bit, you met Lee, obviously. And who is Lee, and what does he look like?
So Lee Chang performed stunts on film and television for several years. He's learned how to fight. He can fall for entertainment as well. You know, all in front of a camera. He loves, he loved doing stunts and being in front of a camera and getting into danger. But after a while, it wasn't enough. So when you're doing stunt performing, there's a lot of safety protocols. There's a lot of health and safety things that you have to follow, which then means that it became boring for Lee, and he decided he wanted away from film and TV, and he wanted to go and actually get some thrills in real life. Um, he wanted more adrenaline and he wanted more spontaneity back. Extreme sports helped for a bit, but you know they're an expensive hobby, and he heard about this mysterious, dangerous work through one of his friends, Emily, and decided to try out this new job. So he's here to figure out if there's some adventure or some thrills to be had.
Lovely. Right, while we got to know you, the plane has actually made its landing. And you made your way through the terminal to the baggage claim, and it takes about a couple of minutes till everybody sort of gathers their suitcases, their bags, and leaves, except for you and one other person, and that other person is someone we shall come to know as Adrian Diaz. Now, who is that?
Adrian is a middle-aged man, close to kind of like in his mid-40s. He wears very kind of frumpy professor clothes and kind of, I mean, he's tall and he's relatively handsome with dark brown hair with graying sides, with round glasses perched on his nose. He kind of looks a little bit antisocial, and he seems to be often in deep in like a book or his phone, or kind of not very much aware of his surroundings. Um, yeah, he's kind of like that, kind of probably stood off to the side, away from people, and just kind of being quite ignorant in a way.
So after a while, it's just the three of you, and there's sort of this awkward silence as you're all standing there waiting for your bags and suitcases, where, by the way, all your gear is stashed. Question is, does any one of you want to fill that awkward silence?
Go on, Fort. You love to talk. My character's ignorant. My characters don't even know you're there. You have to talk to me.
So what brings you here?
Adrian looks up from his phone that he's seemingly very interested in, and he turns to you and goes, "Hmm."
Oh, well, that'll be that then.
He kind of blinks at you and goes, "What did you say?"
I was just asking you what brings you here.
"Oh, I'm just here for holidays. Do you go to Istanbul often?" He kind of just stares at you.
This is my first time here. I was invited along with a friend.
Ah, that must be nice to have friends.
Yeah, it's good.
Then the awkward silence prolongs, I imagine, since we're both kind of
And
just
then I
looking at
feel
each
like
other now.
I feel like Emily, witnessing all this, vocally says, "Well, that was awkward."
Yeah, I just look at Emily like, oh, this guy.
Good for you guys then that your bags do arrive eventually. You realize, given the contents of those bags and suitcases, that they've probably been taken a closer look at, without getting too much into detail, but you know, TSA and everything. So, I assume since you all have a hotel room, I suppose you may all making your way to like the metro or the taxi stand, something like that.
Yep.
Right. You three quickly realize that you're headed the same way, as in the exact same hotel. And on that note, while you're on the way to the hotel, we jump a few miles further east onto a train. And on that train, that's been heading from the eastern Turkish city of Gaziantep to Istanbul, we find Rahim, who's taken on this train journey all the way from his hometown of Cairo to Istanbul, taking a few stops on the way, for instance, to Beirut, along the Mediterranean coast, basically, to enrich his knowledge of the region, to improve the quality of the tours he's been giving. And that is somewhere where Rahim can fill us in as to why he would do that.
Yes, so Rahim was born in the back streets of Cairo, and his father was working as a part-time interpreter for different tourist sites, and his mother was doing like strange jobs just to get around and make make a little bit of bank. And during his school time, he started to build up this passion for Egyptian history, which also rubbed off from his father, who was doing a lot of work in that regard. And this experience from his school time made him realize that, well, he has to fight for himself, and he's thinking about himself in the way of what is best for him. And during his work, when he got older, he was working as a tourist guide, but he strayed pretty fast away from the standard paths and was basically pleasing his clients, which were mostly rich people that were interested in the tombs and other places and crypts, which were, well, off the map and actually not allowed to enter. And he helped them to get them to these crypts, work with these together, and he was also looking away whenever they were feeling like they wanted to take a souvenir with them. And so he finds himself right now in the train.
And right now, you are sitting opposite, for now, a stranger, but it turns out that there's this French woman who also boarded the same train, because Aurore has been receiving, or rather been instructed to go to Istanbul, tipped off by a former friend of hers called Gaëtan, who has also taken note of these strange goings-on in Istanbul and asked to go there because Gaëtan himself is sort of indisposed, but he needs, or rather wants, someone to take a look at that. Because it might prove archaeologically significant. It's still up in the air, but it could be, and he doesn't want to risk it. But who is Aurore, and yeah, what can we tell us about her? You're muted.
Good point. Can you hear me all right now?
Yes.
Good. All right. Yeah, Aurore is probably coming from that area because she's been a little busy in Syria, and which she has been spending a couple of years. First, she was a regular engineering student in France doing her studies, but then like a couple bad things happened in her life, and might go into more detail later about this, but eventually she lost some important people to her, and then decided like, okay, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I failed my exams, and then
My God.
yeah.
Maybe if you take notes.
Huh?
Sorry.
Do go on.
I was muted. My bad. My bad.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like a question. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so she eventually decided, okay, I don't really have much to lose, so she started fighting ISIS in Syria alongside the Kurds, and yeah, in that area, she kind of ended up in Palmyra, dealing with some ruins being destroyed there, and decided, well, that's kind of sucks that all that archaeological stuff is being destroyed. And then she got back in touch with her friend Gaetan that you just mentioned and said like, hey, I want to do more about like to save this kind of heritage stuff. And yeah, I guess that's why she's been tipped off.
All right. So since initially, when you boarded the train and all the way over in Gaziantep, it has been very, very crowded. So you kind of ended up being forced to take seats in the same compartment, in the hopes on my part that you would get to talking and sort of at least fill each other in on the basics of your character's backstory. Yeah, so there we are. If you do want to roleplay that, feel free. Otherwise, we're just going to skip ahead to the hotel.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I can use my perception to get some information out of her without directly asking.
All right.
So
Yeah.
how do we do this now?
Without directly asking that, I think that would probably be just a straight up perception roll. Maybe even observation. If you have... No, you do have points in that, don't you? You do.
I think I have a perception, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I should just do a roll now.
Yeah. With your... yeah, let's say perception.
Yeah, okay. I rolled and it was a 1, right?
Did you roll 1 die or 4?
Should I roll 4? Okay,
You should
okay.
roll 4. Because you have 4 points in perception, which means you get to roll 4 dice.
And then 4. Okay. Then it is 1 6. Oh damn! Again a 6. And a 2. So that makes 15.
More importantly, it makes 2 6s, which is in any case 2 successes. So that... Yeah, you take some very good long looks at both Aurora's posture and, you know, the state of her clothing. She does seem unusually tense for just a tourist. Maybe because she's been... because she has been in some rather stressful situations and is always sort of on edge, is used to being on edge even. And yeah, you can definitely tell that she's not here for pleasure, or not on the route to Istanbul for pleasure. That much is obvious. And it all seems very, both her posture and her gear, her outfits, seem to imply some sort of military, or at least paramilitary background. But for more information, you would probably just have to ask her based on those observations.
Okay, but you said we are currently just... Is it an open train or are we like in a cart? Like,
You're
do we have
currently in
this
like
private space more?
you're currently like in like a walled off compartment with a sliding door, stuff like that.
Okay. Then I would be like asking, "Hey, nice to meet you. Where are you going?"
Hi. Yeah, nice to meet you too. I'm headed to Istanbul.
Interesting. I just noticed that you seem to be kind of stressed. What are you planning on doing there?
Oh, do I? I didn't really notice. Just work basically. A contact of mine told me about some research opportunities that I wanted to investigate and meet a couple people there.
Research, you say? What kind of research are you doing?
Well, it's like engineering related.
Did somebody say research? I love research. Sorry, let me just. I kind of scooch over and kind of lean over, because I imagine you guys are sat in front of me and I'm in the chair behind. I kind of lean over and I go.
They're really
Are
not
we not
though.
on the train?
The two of them
Oh
are on the
wait,
train.
are we
You
not
are
all
on the
train?
no. Those two are on the
We're on
train.
the train.
Those two are on the train coming from the east into the city, and you are on the already in the city. You've just
Okay, I
landed.
phone them. 'Cause I phone them. I have their number. I text them and I say, "Did someone say research?" Because I have their number. You see.
Do you now?
You've placed a mic in the.
I do. Me and Raheem play Words with Friends.
Oh,
Yes, we play Words of with
We
Friends
play-
together.
we play
After
Words.
hearing that she's doing some research, I'm actually taking out my phone, sending
Lovely.
a message over to my dear friend, right? And
Your Words with Friends.
asking asking right, if there by any chance no woman going by a train right now into the same city.
I just respond with research in all caps, question mark, exclamation, question mark. And okay, by the way, Adrian only replies in caps. He doesn't. His phone is chronically in caps, so it's
Okay, I
research.
see.
What did she say? Question mark. And then I love research. Just to remind you.
Yeah, so she's doing some research and like mechanical stuff. If he knows anything about it.
I reply with, I don't know, mechanical sad face. But then that's nice though, smiley face.
Okay, and then I'm going to ask her where exactly she's going, as I'm also heading into the city, thanks to one of my clients.
Ah, interesting. So I also headed there for work. Yeah, I imagine I'm going to tell you the part of town. I don't actually know where we're going, so. But yeah.
yeah. We can assume that. Your contact, rather, Gaetan has been telling you about the contact, and he also told you about the hotel you're going to be staying. Which, but spoilers, will turn out to be the same one the other three are going.
Yeah, I don't. I'm just gonna say what hotel it is. I don't think that's such crazy information. Does it have a name?
Oh, yeah. Then I'm pretty surprised because I say, hey, I'm also actually heading to the same hotel,
wow.
and
What a
seems like we're
coincidence.
gonna spend some time together here in the train.
It's almost as if somebody.
In the hotel.
It's almost as if somebody was
Right.
hoping to get 5 characters in the exact same place.
That's a funny coincidence. Istanbul is not a small city. Huh?
No, it's not.
Definitely not a small city, but you know, there's always chance. There's always a chance.
Sure. So what brings you here?
Well, one of my clients he's doing stuff, like visiting different sites, and he was asking for my expertise in regards to some archaeological stuff and so on. I'm actually working as a tour guide. Yes. Like boring stuff. Actually not that boring. I'm kind of showing people around. The beauties of Egypt. The pyramids, the different tombs within them. Maybe one or two hidden secrets that you can find amongst the walls. Stuff like that.
That is curious. Interestingly, my research is also sort of related to archaeology.
Oh, really? What kind of?
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, the contact, the friend who told me about this opportunity is an archaeologist. And I have been sort of applying my technical knowledge, like in excavations here and there a little bit. Although I'm really like getting into the field at the moment. That is really like a curious coincidence.
Yeah, I see the coincidences lining up.
Are we heading to the same place and working on the same project, possibly?
Depends. What is the name of the project that you're gonna work on? Game Master.
Does she know that actually?
No, you've just been, like, Aurora's just been given the contact, and
Okay.
that, weirdly enough, has nothing to do with what Nero's working on, because he's just trying to get more info on Istanbul and how that was influenced or is influencing was influencing back in the day and was influenced by ancient Egypt and Istanbul, or Constantinople, as you wanna.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there is.
Would you consider the contact confidential based on how Gaetan presented it, or is it something she can casually talk about?
No, the contact is not confidential.
Okay. Well, I don't know much more than the contact either, right?
Not really. You just know that. You just know that there is something weird going on in Istanbul, and nobody has any clue, but it might be related to something old.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows?
Right.
It's a mystery for now.
And you said that I'm not there for a specific client. I'm just there to
No,
learn.
you are there for a specific client, but that has nothing to do with.
Okay.
No,
that's good.
You're there to
That's
meet
a-
your friend
yeah.
who you've been playing Words with Friends with for the past year.
What is the
And
name of
that.
my client? What is the name of my client?
I'm going to assume it's an Egyptian person, right? Because that your client I have not been thinking about.
Okay, it's probably Mohammed.
Because you've been, you've just been basically commissioned to do an ancient, sightseeing tour through Cairo.
Yeah.
Aurora, on the other hand, has been asked to meet up eventually with Dunya as well. She just doesn't know it yet that that's also where all of you are going.
Okay, so I'm going to add to what I've been saying before, right? That I'm actually going to meet my client Mohamed Bajar, and I asked if by any chance it is the same person that we're going to meet at the hotel.
No, that is someone else. I've never heard that name.
Then it must be just a coincidence that we go to the same hotel.
Yeah. I suppose. I mean, Istanbul is an old city. There's probably lots of archaeological opportunities in the area.
If you're interested in an old city, I'm a tour guide. I can show you around at some point.
I've been to Istanbul a few times, but yeah, maybe I'll take you up on the offer.
And I'm sliding a piece of paper with my number over to Aurora.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this like platonic or is it like...
It's not in a flirty way, okay? It's just like it's more in a business manner with a business face.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
the
right
two
now.
of you get to talking and getting to know each other on a strictly professional level. I think we should now head over back to the other three who just stepped out of the bus right in front of their hotel. And once you enter, you see that there is like this rather huge, well, huge in terms of being in a tight city center, reception hall. You know, when you come in on the left side, there is like a big reception desk. If you go straight, there is like the hotel bar, very dimly lit, but it's quite populated at this time. And then on the right wall, you see like a spiral staircase going up to a mezzanine level, where you suppose all the rooms will be located.
Don't mind me, I'm just trying to put my character on
Yeah.
the screen.
But sorry, what did you say? Who arrived?
we arrived.
The other
Three
three.
of us.
Yeah.
Oh,
The three of us that were on the plane.
Okay. The plane people. Thanks.
And you are now in the hotel reception. Yeah, so on your left is the reception desk. Straight ahead is the bar, and to the right is the staircase
I guess we better get our keys for our rooms, so we're just going to be standing here. So I guess I approach the reception desk and I ding the little bell, maybe once or twice too many times, because I quite enjoy the sound of the bell. And
and after
wait to be seated.
there are a few moments, a very finely dressed, almost like uniformed receptionist shows up and asks, "Oh, how may I help you, sir?"
Hello. I am. I've been booked this room here. I guess I'll just hand this over to you. I say as I kind of forward this sheet of paper with kind of the details of my bookings that's been handed to me by the person, I guess, who's hired also me as part of this project.
Yeah. So yeah, he takes that note, starts typing in his computer to basically find your reservation in the system, which takes just a minute. And he starts working on preparing your keys and getting a goodie bag ready for you, like a complimentary welcome thing.
Which is what he says. He goes, "Oh, fabulous! Oh, I didn't. We don't really have this in England. People are quite stingy. We get a goodie bag here." And then I kind of turn and I kind of point to the other two who I've not really engaged with at all, but I've kind of noticed that they're kind of lingering, and I kind of point at it and kind of like, "Ooh, check this out! What we've got goodie bags."
I look at Emily again and say, "No, this weirdo's looking at us again."
Yeah,
Didn't want to
and then-
initiate a conversation 20 minutes ago at the airport, but now we're all friends. Why don't you check us both in? I'm going to head to the bar.
Okay, I'll do that. So is Adrian still at the check-in desk?
Yeah, I'm still pointing. I'm still pointing at the goodie bag and giving a thumbs up. I'm like, "Ooh la la."
So I think Emily goes up to the desk and she just kind of gives Adrian like a and then like kind of tries to direct her attention to the desk clerk and says, "Could I also get my keys for my room, please?"
Of course. May I get your name?
Emily Braga.
Braga. He starts typing in. That doesn't seem. Is that spelled differently?
Emily rolls her eyes, but she's used to this. She says, "Yes, it is Breagach."
Yeah. After a quick moment, he does find your reservation, and also,
and then she says, "It's Irish."
he nods very, very sympathetically, and hands you 2 goodie bags and the key to your room, which is, a 2-person accommodation because you made the reservation for 2, basically.
Did Adrian get 2 or just 1?
No,
No,
he's
I
just
think I only got one.
he's in a
If I'm
Oh,
single.
not
but
Yeah,
I got Lee's.
yeah. He's in a
Okay,
Adrian is in a single room, and the two of you are in a double.
Okay. I thought that like Emily just got 2. I was
Could you imagine,
gonna rub it on Adrian's face.
I'm gonna get back and be like, wait, how did you get 2 goodie bags? Where's mine?
So am I still at the desk with Adrian?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
just standing there. And I guess I kind of turned to you, and I'm like, I like your accent. Where in
Oh,
Ireland?
okay.
Where in Ireland are you from?
Galway.
Ah,
Um, I don't know if she's living somewhere else. I'm trying to think. Have you any input in that, Faye? Like, is she living in Ireland still, or
I guess that's up to
I'd
you.
say so. Yeah,
yeah?
unless you
Yes,
wanted
yeah,
it.
Galway. And then I ask where Adrian is from.
I'm from England, obviously, hence the horrible accent that I imagine you've noticed.
Mhm.
I work in Cambridge. I'm a professor of language there.
Oh, nice. Um, I feel like it's still a bit awkward between Emily and Adrian, because she
I
just can't quite get his
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
he's weird.
so
yeah.
I
So
I returned from the bar after a few shots and of a nice Matasalem and Coke
mm.
in hand as well, my 4th drink, and exclaim, "So, a Scotsman, an Irish woman, and an Englishman walk into a hotel in Istanbul. What could we be doing here all together, coincidentally?"
Since you specified you had 4 shots, can you make me a brawn saving throw, please?
A, 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 a bronze? What do you mean?
Brawn, like your attribute, brawn.
Okay.
So that is that like strength?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's to see if you're walking around like a little paper man, I suppose.
That's my previous dice. It's not a
Right.
roll.
Yeah, you get to roll. I think you get to roll 4 on that one.
5, 6, 3, and 3.
Okay, yeah, you're fine for now.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You're not
A quick question.
quite.
So usually we only need to have like 1 success.
Usually, yeah.
Okay, so if the first one is 6, we can already be like, okay, it's 6.
In most cases, yeah. There might be through modifiers and everything. There might be situations where you would, in theory. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I was because in that case, if you had to roll a higher challenge rating, you would also have the option to modify that so that you roll fewer dice, but you only need to roll a 6. So yeah, 6 is always going to be enough.
For example, if you roll 3 1s, so say you have brawn 4 and you roll 3 1s and a 2, is that a success?
That depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do something very easy, that would probably still be a success, yeah. Because the number you roll is basically how good you do at the task you're trying to do. And how high you need to roll is basically how hard the thing is that you're trying to do.
For anyone watching, by the way, I've never done a tabletop RPG before, so it's very new. I'm still trying to get the hang of things.
Same thing for me.
Are we still on the bar scene?
Yeah, I guess we're still talking.
I've returned from the bar with my 4th drink in hand,
and the start of a cracking joke.
Yeah, and the start of a cracking joke, and just kind of broke the ice with all 3 of us, and said, "What are we all doing here then? Like, we were at the airport together. Now we're at a hotel together. I know that Emily and I are doing the same job, but I'm more inquisitive of Adrian and his purpose here. Is he following us, or is he?"
Yeah, that is a good round of questions. So I guess I kind of blink at you because you're kind of stood with a drink in hand, and you just kind of at the corner of my eye watched you knock back shot after shot, and I'm kind of wondering how you're still alive because that's pretty intense for the 5 minutes we were at the desk. And I guess I kind of go, well, you're drinking, obviously. Just I guess that makes sense for Scottish people. I've seen that before. I'm here for research purposes. I guess it's kind of a weird coincidence that you two are also here and that we've traveled together, weirdly enough, the entire time and on every bus and every plane and every. I mean, what are the chances that we would be on the exact same travel schedule as just tourists?
I feel like
So,
Emily might chime in and say, "Yeah, that is weird, but there's no such thing as coincidences."
I guess I kind of go, I suppose you're both not here just for tourism. Maybe you're on some sort of mission. Maybe someone's contacted you and offered you work regarding a certain, perhaps, temple nearby, and you've maybe been given some amount of sum of money for doing it by any chance. Is that the case?
Yep, we're here on work. Emily told me about a job, and I'm interested because I need a new, something new, something is not ticking right in my life, and I need it to tick right.
Could we just, sorry, can we have a quick reminder what the job was? Did you say about it yet? To start?
Yes, so for the two of you, like Emily, you've been contacted by your old college friend or the university friend about mysterious events happening in the city.
Okay.
And your contact Dunya has been suggesting that there might be something ancient related to that, so that there could actually be a tomb responsible for that, or something mystical of that sort. And she contacted you because she knows you're an archaeologist. If there's anything of that sort to be found, you'd be the one to find it.
Okay, sounds good.
So yeah, I guess we've all just discovered now that we might have links in our job together, the three of us. So I don't know what we want to do now. I don't know if Vort wants to buy us a round of drinks since he can clearly afford it.
I no.
So I suppose, would Emily then talk about the fact that she's been sent to investigate, or is she? I feel like she's probably still a bit cautious of Adrian, and maybe just keeps it very vague. Any of the details of why she's here. So
Yeah, I mean,
Adrian said, "Oh, I take it you're on a mission here. Maybe." So Adrian said, "You're not here for leisure. Maybe you're here on like a
Yeah,
mission."
it kind of gave away why Adrian's here, but like kind of
Mm.
being like, don't suppose that you guys are doing the same, huh? Like I don't suppose you're here on a job.
Mm.
I guess that would be weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be weird. We got the same transport. We're on the same flight. What a coinky dink.
Mm.
So I guess Adrian's kind of prying to you guys, like, you know, not discreetly, non-discreetly, but and then Fort's kind of clarified, like, well,
Yeah.
Lee has clarified even. Sorry.
I feel like
Well,
Emily is going to be a bit standoffish of Adrian. So maybe Emily turns around, doesn't say to Lee or Adrian, but turns around to Lee and just says that I'm gonna. Does she still have her stuff with her?
Yeah.
She got her key at the stage, so I'm just saying. I'll say to Lee that I'm just gonna leave my stuff up in the room here. So she's sort of avoiding Adrian's prying in that sense, and she leaves and goes to her room.
All right.
I think Emily's a bit of a bitch. but we'll wait and see.
And I say to Adrian, well, you seem like a wealthy fellow. Let's go to the bar and you can buy the first round.
Adrian kind of throws his hands up a little bit and goes, oh, all right then. What's your thoughts on Tetris? And then I guess they kind of go to the bar and start having mildly awkward conversation while sharing, I guess, a drink or two.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds good. So you basically walk straight ahead back to the bar, and it's really what you would expect from a hotel bar, quite dimly lit, since especially given the time of day, but it's early afternoon. You might be. So there's this bar, yeah, basically just this bar counter. That's what I was trying to say. With the bartender behind it, like a whole wall of different sorts of bottles of different kinds of drinks, with a mirror behind it as well, all across it. There's a couple of customers scattered throughout the place. One in one corner. In one corner, there's like this group in very casual conversation. Everyone has a glass of tea in front of them that's still steaming. There's this single person just sitting there over a cup of coffee. And then other couple of hotel guests just enjoying a drink, really. But there's still many free spaces for you to occupy, or you could just stay at the bar counter as well.
I think since Adrian's English, and where's Lee from? Is Lee Scottish?
Yeah, I'm Scottish.
I guess we kind of stay at the bar and start having a bit of a competition, I guess, on who can drink the most between England and Scotland, because that's happened many times.
And it's a fair competition since Ireland's not here.
Ireland is currently putting her stuff in her room.
Yeah, we wouldn't win. We would not win against Emily.
And are we going anywhere after the bar? Like,
yeah, that's a good question.
Because I have a nice sort of idea of how we could move it along, maybe from the drinking competition.
So let's say it is now 6 p.m. after you've done all the unpacking and everything. Meanwhile, while I go over those, could you, the two of you who are drinking, make me another brawn saving throw?
Yeah.
That's 4, right?
Yeah, 4 for you and
3 for me.
Yeah, 3.
Okay, so
2, 1. That's 6. And 1. I got 3, 2, 1, and 1.
3. Okay. Still, like, you're feeling a little lightheaded, but it's still perfectly fine, all things considered. How about you, Frank?
Okay, I got a 3, 6. Is that 6? Yeah, 6. And a 4.
Okay, you're still also perfectly fine. In the time it took you to drink those shots, I'm going to assume that both Emily has unpacked your stuff, and that Rahim and Aurora have also arrived at the hotel.
So
I need to ask a question.
All right, go ahead.
Do you need to fake my identity because I might be considered terrorist in this country?
I mean, you've already made it into the country. Your train started in Gaziantep.
How did I do so? Do they just not know? Or do I have a fake identity? Because that might be...
Depends on how obvious you want to make your involvement with the ISIS fighting. And I mean, okay, to be
Probably
fair,
gotta hide it, given that I'm in Turkey. But
the thing is, you're siding with the Kurds, right? So that's not going to make you
I'm
their
Kurd.
favorite person. And that's the educational part of the stream.
I don't know.
I'm
Like
just
maybe they don't know that.
I'm just gonna assume for the moment that you're so far obscure enough in that fight that they don't know you're on the Kurd side of the Kurdish. So
Okay.
you're fine for now.
Okay, and I use my real name because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
hasn't yet. Okay. So I somehow managed to fake to do weird engineering studies somewhere in the east of Turkey, without anybody
Apparently.
noticing me crossing the border. Okay, good. Then I'm gonna just check in with my passport.
All right. You also receive a goodie bag.
Nice.
And
Well,
to be fair, so does Rahim.
Can
Eventually.
okay,
Can
wait,
I-
I didn't check in yet.
Oh, he would receive it if you do eventually manage to check in.
Can I
I'll
greet
go
my
to the
friend
counter and
Raheem?
check it. Sorry, what did you say?
Can I greet my friend Raheem? Because I noticed him from the bar.
Or did you? Make me a perception check.
Maybe it's someone. Okay. So my perception is 3. So I got 6.
Yeah, you do notice him.
I see Raheem, who I know it's Raheem because of his profile picture on Words with Friends. I notice immediately it's a very handsome picture of him cheesing, probably thumbs up somewhere, and I mildly a little bit tipsy. I'm like, Raheem, oh my god, it's you! It's you. We've been playing Words with Friends for so. I kind of go up and I kind of throw my arms around you. It's been so long. We've been playing Words with Friends. Like, it's so lovely to see you. I'm so happy. You're so much more handsome in person than your Words with Friends image. It's you know just friends though, just friends. Don't no.
Well, I'm also pretty happy to meet you, and I also look over to Aurora, who I think seems to be surprised. What is going on?
A lot of friends here, aren't you?
Oh, this is we've been playing Words with Friends for so long, haven't we, Raheem? Oh, it's so fun. I love Words with Friends.
I absolutely adore it too. But interestingly, just that you know, Aurora, my friend here, Adrian, is also here for some research.
Oh, I love research. I
What are
love
you?
it.
What are you studying?
I study ancient languages and I study
Oh.
cryptography because you never know, when someone's going to start speaking ancient Egyptian to you, or maybe you see symbols. It's a very useless skill, if I'm going to be honest, but I love it.
But I have to say, Adrian, you have helped me out at some points, right? With the sketches that I have made in the different tombs to really figure out what is happening there or
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
happening.
Yeah, sometimes I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like going outside. It's just I like being home in my office with my tea and my coffee, and I don't like going outside. I don't even like going walks. But I like my friend Raheem here. He sends me. He's the one that goes out and does all the running around. He sends me these pictures, and we've had a fabulous time together over the past year. He like deciphering all these old symbols and stuff. It's wonderful. I love it. He's probably the most useful friend I've made ever.
Yeah.
While all of this is happening, by the way, I feel like Emily has come downstairs, and I think Lee is by himself now, so she goes over to
Still at the
Lee.
bar.
Yeah, she goes over to Lee, and then they start discussing some of the facts about why they're here, but kind of like not very loud. They're just kind of talking amongst themselves while Adrian goes crazy about words on screen, or what's it called? Words on stream.
Where's the friends?
Say words on stream.
I guess I could
Adrian's a
kind of
Twitch streamer.
drag those two into the conversation and kind of turn and be like, "Oh, I met this guy. They've been stalking me." Those two. I kind of turn and I point towards the bar at the pair of them. With my arm's still around Raheem, by the way. We're very good friends now, apparently. And I'm like, those two people have been stalking me the entire day. I've got no idea who they are, but I
And I
started
say,
a competition with that Scottish one there. Don't go near him; he's scary.
I actually wanted to ask who was in the bar again.
It's just you and Emily.
Yeah,
I think, at the
just you and
moment.
Emily
just
at the
you and
moment.
Emily.
But apparently
Other-
you got some
other
company
people-
right now.
Yeah, I thought there was other people in the bar sitting.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dinnering, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so there's the bartender, and then there's who you assume to be hotel guests as well. So they're just having conversations over some tea or coffee, or you swear there's one group having a beer as well.
I mean, I look over to Aurora and say, "Well, this is my friend Adrian. Hope you also enjoy meeting him." And
It's lovely
knows?
to meet you, by the way. What's your name again? Sorry. Adrian kind of
Oh.
leans over with an arm stretched out in greeting. We have a shake hands.
Nice to meet you too.
So this is Aurora, right? Adrian?
Aurora.
Aurora.
When I use that, nobody really pronounced that correctly. It's Aurora. But,
Aurora.
Aurora.
Yeah, she was already complaining about my pronunciation too. But yeah. So Aurora, if you ever need somebody that can decipher ancient languages, yeah, Adrian is your guy. You never know when you're gonna come across a pharaoh or something like that, right?
You never know when you're gonna be in a weird place with
happens all
symbols.
the time.
Honestly, it's weird actually.
And I sense the opportunity that there could be even more future clients that I can interact with. So I asked Adrian to introduce us to his newly made friends,
So
the
yeah,
stalkers.
I guess Emily and I walk over and I give Adrian a nudge and say, "Oh, I didn't know you actually had people that knew you or liked you. You seemed so reserved and quiet. Who are these two new people?"
Oh, this is my friend Raheem. He is he sends me pictures of shapes and colors that he sends me online. He's wonderful. And then this is his friend Aurora, sometimes pronounced Aurora, apparently. So deepest apologies. And I don't know her. I've only just met her, but this is Raheem. Raheem's yeah, he does stuff and things, and I kind of turn to Raheem, and I'm like, this is my friend Lee. He drinks apparently. I don't know what else he does. He drinks, and that's his friend Emily. She's from Ireland. Do you know what Ireland is, Raheem?
I do know where Ireland is.
Oh, that's good.
Saying this, I also stretch out my hand over to Emily for a handshake. Seems like we're shaking hands.
Just be glad. Be glad none of your characters is American, otherwise I would make you roll for that knowledge.
And also, I'm stretching out my hand to Lee for a handshake.
Nice to meet you. I'm Lee Chang. You might have seen me on TV or in movies. I was one of my most famous roles was in Rumble in London. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Actually, I didn't, but interesting.
Yeah, I'm a kung fu martial artist and stunt performer, but I'm looking for a new lease of life.
Ooh.
Interesting. And how about you, Emily? You wanna tell us something about yourself if we already get to introduce all each other?
Yeah, so my name is Emily, and I am very tired right now.
That is so understandable.
You've been also been doing a bit of drinking or what?
Just tired.
Oh, did you just arrive today? Also at the hotel?
Yeah, we've arrived today. Just
They were
about
stalking me.
an hour before you got here.
Interesting. I've been talking today about coincidences, and look, we made a great friend group directly on the first day.
I think Emily just kind of smiles awkwardly.
Well, that friend group is going to get even more weird and coincidental because Emily and Aurora, you're about to get a text at pretty much the same time. Emily, yours reads, "Just got off work, meet me at my apartment ASAP, Dunya." And Aurora, yours reads, "Hi, this is Dunya, your contact." She sends you her address. "Come meet me here at your earliest convenience."
Can I make a perception check if I notice that they get the text at the same time?
Of course you can.
Let's go!
So
Hi,
that's
Kayla.
4 dice.
Wait, how high do I have to? Does it have to be?
Just roll and I'll tell you if that works.
Okay, I have a 3, a 4,
So
a 3, and a 4.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Nice.
should we also do a perception roll to notice that we got text at the same time, or is it kind of on the nose, like we just know that anyway? Or what do you think?
I think. Yeah, we can. I think that's easy enough for you guys. So you're both standing up pretty much opposite each other in that circle
Yeah.
conversation, and you look up at the same time.
Mm,
Yeah, something's happening here.
mm.
Yeah, I'm
Web's
setting
Okay,
drinks in
whoa.
and that was shit.
What information do I gather from this that I also notice that both of them get the text at the same time?
Well, you notice that they're both getting the text at the same time, and you do also notice that them both then looking at each other, and realizing they've gotten the text at the same time.
Okay.
So you know that they know, and they know that you know.
And could you just remind us the two texts again? What they said.
So yours read, "Just got off work, meet me at my place ASAP."
Okay.
Okay. So
And Aurora's text again. What was that? Sorry.
Aurora said, "Hi, I'm Dunya, your contact." Then she sends you the address. "Meet me here at your earliest convenience."
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, I guess work is calling for me. You seem to have gotten another message as well, huh? Yeah, it was really nice meeting all of you, but I think I should get my stuff into my room and get going. Not here for pleasure, but for business.
I feel, and then when I feel like when Aurora's sort of making her way, like when she's saying all this and when she's leaving, Emily doesn't speak. She's just kind of observing her, and wondering what's going on here. Like obviously she noticed the text as well, but she just doesn't say anything. She just kind of observes.
Do I know that Emily has a text because we're friends?
Yeah, let's say yes, because let's assume you're standing next to her, and you just kind of glance over and see that she's got one.
Okay.
And would Lee know the person?
Yeah, you've probably briefed him on like, you don't know quite a lot yourself, so you filled him in on what you do know, and that you were always here to meet that person.
So I kind of say under my breath to Lee that that was strange, and just kind of tell him that as soon as that I got that text, Aurora also gets a text and leave suddenly, and I just tell Lee that I think that's a bit strange.
Yeah, and I ask Oh, I'll ask. Well, what did your text say?
And then so Emily would tell Lee, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I show him the phone. Well, I kind of just I have my phone and I just kind of I'm not doing this,
Yeah.
making it obvious to Adrian and Raheem.
I make a
No, I'm
perception check
still
if I
talking
notice.
to Raheem.
So I gesture that like we should go as well then if we've got work to do.
Yeah.
And say to Adrian and Raheem that it's been lovely, but yeah, bye bye.
Maybe I jump and interrupt and say we're just pretty tired. We're just gonna head to bed, and just so they don't know anything, we just kind of want to keep it.
Yeah, cut me off from saying that we have work to do.
Yeah.
I guess we kind of. Yeah, totally understandable. Yeah. Go to. I'm also probably gonna go to bed as well, since everybody's. Yeah, kind of. Adrian kind of glances at his watch, although he's kind of like, fuzzy vision, kind of like pulling his arm close and then back again a couple of times, almost comically.
You do realize that you passed your saving throw, right? You're not quite as tipsy. You're just
No, that's just
at
him.
best. Oh, okay. Then
Just
never mind.
He kind of just does these weird movements. And he just kind of goes, yeah, I should probably go and unpack. But yeah, it was lovely to meet you all. Hopefully we don't meet back up again in some coincidental situation. Yeah, and he kind of with that kind of waves his hands a little bit dramatically and then kind of pods off to his room as well, I guess, with his bag in hand.
Wait, but before you go, actually, Raheem is also saying maybe we can make it not as coincidentally. If you want, later. I am free this evening.
Oh, we can. We can play Words with Friends together in person. Yeah, yes, that's a wonderful idea. Yeah, let's do that. You send me a message, and I'll get back to you. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna go for a shower, and you let me know when you are available, and we can meet back up.
Okay.
Just picturing that you're
Have a
sitting
good
in your respective hotel rooms, just texting each other instead of actually going in the same room, as introverts do.
As Emily and I are leaving, I ask her what the two bags are.
Oh, the secret bags?
The goodie bags.
Yeah,
The
like,
goodie bags.
What are those two bags? Where did you get those?
And the goodie bags are just goodie bags. The hotel isn't giving us anything secretly or anything. No.
Is that the case?
Perception
No,
check.
I just want to know why she has two and I don't have one, and where did she get two from? That's all.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking.
Okay. And what was in the bags again, Faye?
So the bag's just really an assortment of little tiny gifts. Like there is one bag of tea leaves. There is a piece of chocolate in there. There is like a flyer laying out the best ways to get to all the tourist destinations.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I just, when Lee asks me, I just hand. Well, do I still have the bags if I dropped all the stuff off in the room? Let's assume maybe.
Let's say you did drop them, but of course Lee saw you having two of them, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
He does know about those.
Merry Christmas, and give one of them to Lee. It's not Christmas. It's nowhere near Christmas. Just very sarcastic. So I give one to Lee.
Right.
So we need to work out how. So could we say that maybe an hour has passed and Adrian and Raheem have gone from the bar?
I mean,
so that me and Lee can. Am I taking Lee with me to the meeting?
If Lee wants to come, but I'm going to assume yes, you do. Unless you say otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay. So me and Lee kind of cautiously go downstairs again, kind of making sure that Adrian and Raheem don't see us. Are they there or are they not there?
Oh, I'm Adrian's up in his room, texting Raheem.
Raheem is in his
Um,
room, ignoring text. No, I'm not ignoring text. I'm joking.
And then so we're leaving, and Melia, do you want us to notice Aurora, or you notice us, or what way? Do we notice each other? Maybe. Could we do maybe a
Going
perception
up
roll
to
and
the
see?
room.
I'm gonna. That depends on your time. Like, other than just dropping your stuff off in the room, what are you two doing?
We're going to meet.
No, but I mean
the-
before you leave the hotel. Are you just dumping your stuff in the room
Um,
I mean,
and
I
then
guess
leave?
I'm going to take out some stuff that I would need outside, like then but take a smaller bag, figure out where I have to go,
Mhm.
these
Mm.
kind of things.
I'm taking. So Emily will probably take her bag. She has a medium backpack, and I'm gonna say that she takes her handgun in her bag as well. Just, I don't know, maybe should she do that? She has a handgun. I don't know, maybe she should take it with her or not.
yeah, I have a sword. I'm gonna take my sword.
um, I'm just trying to think, like, is it that kind of environment where she should be walking around with a gun? Maybe I'm overthinking everything.
Do you usually walk
Maybe.
around Europe with
I-
a gun? Like, yeah.
Not
I would
necessarily.
take the gun. I advise Emily to take the gun and say that we don't know this city. We should maybe just have it. We don't know what's gonna happen on the road.
Okay, yeah, so
Um,
that's fair enough, yeah.
and I'm guessing I would be fine with my sword, or
So
Okay, so I'm gonna assume you can quite easily hide the gun under your clothing, like a jacket or something that you're wearing. Are you gonna wear that sword out in the open, or are you making any effort to hide it? Because that's gonna raise some eyebrows if you don't.
yeah, I don't really have any way of hiding the sword. I also have a shotgun, but again, it's quite hard to conceal a shotgun.
maybe,
I will leave my weapons. I will.
yeah, I have a
leave
gun
them
and we're
them.
together, so maybe that could be like,
You have a gun.
for both of
Yeah.
us.
I have my fists.
So I
So
am most definitely not packing any weapons.
Okay.
Maybe pepper spray or something, but like I still want to avoid being categorized as a terrorist. So
For the moment.
I'm traveling lightly here. Maybe I'm gonna take my like a small notebook or something in a bag, and a few
Mhm.
innocent tools. But that's about it. Because I assume this is just an informal meeting. At least that's what I'm thinking or expecting.
Can I ask again? What was in my goodie bag? Chocolate.
Yeah, like a bar of chocolate, a bag of tea leaves, and flyers to tell you the best ways to enjoy Istanbul's numerous sights.
Okay. I'm going to take the chocolate with me as well.
All right.
So yeah, Faye, do you want us? Do you want Emily to notice Aurora, Lee notice Aurora, Aurora notice us, or what's?
So, since from that description, I'm just going to assume that takes roughly the same time. So, that's really up to you if you want to avoid each other knowing that you are leaving.
Well, Emily's already suspicious of Aurora because she knows she kind of has a hunch that they maybe got, like, their text messages are connected. So maybe will I do a perception roll and maybe Emily notices Aurora going to the meeting?
Aurora, do you want to avoid being detected? Aurora?
I will be back in 1 second.
Okay, so Emily's... yeah.
I want to avoid it.
Yeah.
Not really. No, I don't think so. I'm just walking through the lobby and leaving.
Okay. Yeah, then I think we don't need a perception check. Yeah, you are just a couple of basically you are at the one end of the corridor, like the further end from the stairs leading up here, and Aurora's further ahead down the corridor, already basically almost at the stairs.
So then I maybe say to Lee, there's that lady from before. She seems to be heading out as well. I just get the feeling that those messages were connected, maybe. I wonder, is she going to meet our friend too? Or is this all too on the nose? Like, should they be that sort of intuitive, like putting all these pieces of the puzzle together? Or maybe Emily doesn't assume that Aurora is going to meet her contact.
It's up to you, really.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and ask Aurora. What did your text say earlier? I noticed you got one at the same time as Emily.
Oh, so we go. Are we going up there?
I'm just gonna go up and ask.
Oh hi. We met in the lobby, didn't we? What was your name again?
Yes. I'm Lee. This is Emily.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice to meet you again. I was just going to my contact for my research project. Got a text where to meet, basically.
All right. So we're gonna be heading somewhere as well, and I've noticed that all 5 of us seem to have some sort of connections. So I'm
that is
wondering.
odd.
I'm wondering if we're maybe going to the same place.
We might be. So would be surprised, but I'm basically headed in that district. I just named the district or something, or metro station or whatever.
Emily, does that sound familiar?
And then maybe.
For your information, it does sound familiar because it's the same address.
Yeah. I'm just wondering then, does Emily say, like, does this name ring a bell? Or is she looking to keep that to herself? I just want to know what's the best for the story that you have.
I think it's just all up to you and how you
Yeah.
want to.
You're making up the story. Go on, Owen.
we're writing the narrative as well, so it's up to you what you feel like your character would want to do.
Yeah, so I basically ask Aurora, does this name ring a bell? And then what was the name again of the contact?
Dunya.
Dunya's. Just Dunya.
Dunyel?
Dunya. Dunya.
Dunya. Okay. So
yeah, that is who I'm meeting. Huh.
Yeah, so then
does that mean you work on archaeological excavations as well?
Yeah, so Emily says yeah, and that they're also going to meet Dunya. So maybe they should go together, the 3 of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna say let's if we're heading in the same direction from the same place, let's just stick by each other.
Okay.
Sure.
Make our way there.
Get to know each other in the process.
Yep.
Right. So it's kind of a short walk actually. Like you cross maybe 3 or 4 blocks anyway, and then you come across that building you were looking for. It's like a middle class sort of neighborhood. Like the apartment block you're looking for itself is about 5 stories tall, slightly weathered, beige facade, that sort of thing. There is on every floor, like basically along the entire street, there's like small iron-railed balconies coming out for people to look across the street and to look across basically the whole city, depending on which floor you're on. And on those balconies, there's all sorts of stuff from laundry to potted plants and everything. So it's looking very lively, very lived in. And on the ground floor, also across the entire street, basically, there is small shops, some cafes, convenience stores, that sort of thing. At this hour, it's still kind of lively. There's people sitting outside on the outer parts of the cafes, again, sipping tea, as one does. You also notice a couple of cats, as of course Istanbul is famous for, just lounging there. Some even just loafing next to a group of people, of elderly people drinking tea. Yeah, some of them are just sort of making this begging motion when they hope to get a taste of a biscuit or something.
I try to pet the cat.
Okay. Is there like, or do you have anything animal handling related? I don't think you do. No, you do not. I'm going to call this a perception check, just for you to be able to read the behavioral cues of the cats.
How many dice do I need to roll?
Your perception is 2.
All right, so it's the amount of skill I have. That's a 3 and a 2.
It takes you a while, but eventually you notice that once you go even more careful and even more reluctant, you're just basically holding out your hand, and eventually one cat is going to just walk up and then just go snuggle into that palm. But it also quickly turns away as a sort of disinterested when it realizes you don't actually have any snacks on you.
Damn. Okay, fair.
Maybe when Aurora's going to pet the cat, Emily turns to Lee, just kind of says, like, what do you make of her? She's very suspicious. She's very sus of people, I think.
I see no errors or issues or problems, so I just in my sort of friendly, bubbly self, just say, "Oh, everything seems fine. I haven't noticed anything."
Hmm.
So you're now basically standing in front of the building you're going for.
So, how do you know Dunya? I ask Emily.
Just with we our paths have crossed on previous projects, previous expeditions. No.
No, she was the one who spent an exchange semester at your university.
Oh, she's the
Yeah.
university friend.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Lee
So
was the one
scratch
you
that.
met on your adventures.
Yeah. So scratch that then. So yeah, we studied together in Queen's University. We both studied archaeology.
Oh, I see.
How about you? How do you know?
I don't actually know her myself. It's just my I also have a uni friend Gaetan who introduced me to her.
Oh, okay.
He's also an archaeologist. I don't know if you've heard of the Gaetan Breguet.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, we met at university, so that's how I got introduced. Well, shall we head in
Yeah,
then?
let's go
Ring
in.
the bell. Choo.
So you
This is me walking in.
okay.
Are we walking? Is it just open?
No, of course, it's not just open. Who's doing the knocking or the ringing of the doorbell?
I'm gonna
Things are
knock
just-
the door.
Okay.
Or no, you just rung the doorbell. Yeah.
So after a couple of moments, you do hear footsteps coming closer. The door opens, and you see Dunya, like sort of you're basically from the looks, you're stereotypical Turkish woman, like shoulder length, jet black hair, and she sees you, Emily, and goes, "Hey, Emily," and then she also notices, "Oh, I didn't realize you would be coming at the same time. That's quite convenient, though. Come in." And then she ushers you into the room. And as you step inside, you're both greeted by the send-off once again. You can't seem to escape that at the moment while you're in the city. And she must have been cooking recently, because that smell also mixes in with the tea, and it's very spicy. Like she's been using a lot of spices in that meal. You're sort of entering a sort of small hallway, like the sort of entrance area, where there's a small shoe rack on the side, a mirror above it, and then there's 3 ways out of this. One to your left, into the living room, from where you're standing, you can only see the very plush, sort of L-shaped sofa. Then to your right is an arched doorway into the kitchen, and then ahead is another longer hallway with 2 more doors leading off of it. And she basically, Dunya ushers you into the living room. Like, take a seat.
Thank you.
And as you do so, she rushes into the kitchen and soon comes back with a tray of steaming glasses of tea. So in that living room, once you've taken a seat on that sofa, one interesting thing springs to mind, and that's not the bookshelf covering the entire wall to your left. It is the sort of mad detective style assortment of papers connected together with strings on the wall you just passed. Because whatever's going on, she has investigated quite a bit, and in the center of that is the front page of a newspaper. I'm going to send you right now. Hang on. Just let me...
Are you putting it on the...
Yeah, I'm going to put that in chat in a second. There we go.
Oh, by the way, we're not on the stream anymore.
Wait, oh yeah, I know that's sadly I can't avoid that, but it's only for a moment.
Okay.
Hopefully I can send that to you. Yeah, there you go. That's the front page you're looking at in the center of this.
The chat's on the stream now as well.
Yeah, I realized that. That should be better now. Yeah, all back to normal. Good. So yeah, basically what you can quickly tell from the slips of paper she's got there on the wall, it's basically something to do with the cats of the city. Like, you've just met some outside, they seemed fine, but over the week of the last week or 2 maybe, there have been increasing reports of them acting very weirdly, both being very aggressive or being very very shy, like depending on where they are. Like there have been reports of them almost running away from people in certain areas. Then around mosques or even the Hagia Sophia, they've become very aggressive to the point of where it seems like they're guarding something.
So assuming that Emily kind of knows. Oh no, wait. So Dunya has just told Emily like to come to Istanbul because there's some weird things happening, and that's all she knows.
Yeah, she. I mean, that's all you can so far deduce from that wall of clues.
Mm. So I noticed the wall, and then I just turn to Dunya and I just say like, what's this about? Try and get into that, like try to get her to kind of explain.
It's really hard to piece together. I mean, so far I've not made any sense of it. It's just that, I mean, there is thousands of cats here in the city. You shouldn't be surprised if one of them acts out, but it's all of them. And I mean, I've tried talking to all sorts of people about whether they know what could have caused this, and I mean, the journalist who wrote this article has just even she's not really found out anything. She's interviewed a couple of people, but they've come up with all sorts of theories who all seem to lead nowhere. And I mean, there's also always the theory like animals are more sensitive to earthquakes, but there's no seismic activity of note really. There's this slight solar flare going on, but the dates don't match. Like the solar flares are more recent than that cat behavior. And some have even suggested the tunnel might have something to do with that. At which point you do notice on the front page on the left column there's also the article about the new tunnel under the Bosporus nearing completion. So this could go anywhere really, but nobody's really made any sense of that so far.
And you've asked us to come here to help out in some way, I assume?
Yeah, so there's, I mean, I've also spoken to Gaetan, and he was like, this city is ancient and littered with all sorts of ancient sites. Maybe one of them might be connected to that in some way, and that might, of course, be the work of an archaeologist, which is why I asked Emily to come. But yeah, I mean, I'm at a loss right now. These leads seem to be going nowhere in particular. Nothing seems to stick out, really. I just know that this is not normal, and this, whatever this is, this needs to be taken more seriously than people do.
No, I feel like Emily will just say something like, I've always been a dog person. So does anyone else want to chime in? So yeah, so I feel like Emily goes over and is just sort of examining reading the newspaper article, which I am about to do right now. Just
Okay.
gonna skim through it.
So while you guys are reading, why don't we switch scenes, sort of, to the two in the hotel, focusing for the moment. Sorry, what were you saying?
2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay, right. So let's switch back to Raheem and Adrian for a second, especially to Adrian, who's here for his research. And he's he has with him also a book on the. Hang on, did you specify that? I think you did. Yeah, you have a myth book. So that book is basically myth book and an encyclopedia you have with you, and those basically are your basis for investigating the links between Istanbul, or as it was called back in the day, Constantinople, and ancient Egypt. And of course, you also then came across the goddess of Bastet, the ancient Egyptian goddess of essentially cats. And what with Istanbul's famous cat population, you basically come here to investigate if there's still anything to be found today that would hint at that connection. And of course, chronically online as you are playing Words with Friends, you've also noticed that people have been posting TikToks and Instagram reels on cats behaving weirdly. You've spent many an hour watching endless reels of people recording cats hissing at them or running away from them in even more elusive ways than usual.
Okay, I'm also a lover of cats, just to clarify. So I am. That would make sense that I would be watching cat videos regardless of research. So I guess that is kind of the premise of maybe why I'd be here, and maybe connecting the dots of maybe there could be some sort of mythological story, perhaps, of, I don't know, some sort of tale of cats kind of turning maybe a bit vicious, like maybe an old tale while I'm kind of flicking through my myth book, maybe regarding like something like that, of the cats kind of being a bit sus, I suppose.
So let's call this a either research or mythology or interpretation role, depending on what you want to do.
I guess it would maybe fall under mythology if it's based on mythology, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which I have a 3 for. So 2, 2, and 2.
Okay. So that doesn't really tell you a whole lot. All that really gets you is jogging your memory as to the fact that there have been a number of studies on that worship of Bastet in Constantine, or like in the Byzantine Empire in general, since the fall of the the Eastern Roman Empire. The problem is you haven't read those studies, nor have you been to the area recently with that goal in mind. Only thing you can really do is, there's a library in the center of town that might have those studies or have similar works that could be useful to you.
I think I would maybe like to text my wonderful friend Raheem, because I know that Raheem has connections to Egypt, and I imagine perhaps he knows a tale or two, perhaps from his time in Egypt. I think, was Raheem from spent
Yes,
time in
that's
Egypt?
correct.
Yeah. So I would maybe shoot him a little text first in all caps, of course, and kind of, I guess, in all caps, I would send to him, do you know anything about cats and Egypt? Not in Egypt, and Egypt, because he's like that, and then maybe like 3 question marks afterwards. But then obviously Raheem has, as he has said, been ignoring my text. So after
No.
perhaps a minute, I send the double exclamation mark emoji and go important, and I kind of just start spamming his phone until he looks.
Okay, so Raheem notices text coming in, especially with 2 exclamation marks, which grabs his attention. Right, he takes his phone, looks at the text, and has the feeling like he remembers something like that. And he takes out of his suitcase also a myth book about ancient Egyptian history, and starts to check the pages if he can find what he's thinking about.
Okay. Let's call this a Yeah, let's go for mythology as well, because you have that myth book and it's basically your culture. I'm going to give you an advantage. So instead of 1 die, you get to roll 2.
2 die rolls.
Yeah.
Okay. 4. 4.
All right. You do remember that there was this one very important book on the whole the role of Egyptian culture in the Byzantine Empire sort of thing, and when ancient Egypt was kind of conquered by the Roman Empire and then later the Byzantine merged into the Byzantine one, the influences of that culture into the Byzantine Empire, and especially Constantinople, was so significant that there were quite a number of temples to Egyptian deities who have, however, sadly been lost to time, mostly being replaced, certainly today at least, by mosques, or even more modern structures like the skyscrapers in the Asian part of town. Or at least that's what research thinks.
This is what I also answer then to Adrian, and I ask Adrian why he wants to know this. Even though I know that Adrian is only asking such requests in our research field only if it is something of importance.
So I guess when Raheem sends the kind of the block of text of, oh, I remember this and this, he responds with just the kind of eyebrow raise emoji, which so he talks caps and emojis, and then he responds with cats acting strange here, question mark, don't you think, question mark. And then maybe like a minute passes and then he goes, do you want to go library, question mark, and then the raised eyebrow emoji again.
As Raheem also has nothing planned for the evening and he's going to not meet his clients this evening, he says yes. And he already heard about the great library that this hotel actually also has, and is something that he also wanted to check out, and it's one of the specific reasons why he chose this hotel as his destinations to stay. So he goes out of his room over to the library where he meets Adrian.
I was going to say the library is like across the street, but fair enough.
Okay.
It might be in the same building for all I care. Let's say it's across the street. That would make more sense.
Okay, but I mean, as you wish. I don't know how much I should make up for the story. Like, you're the game master.
Nero's like,
I mean,
the library blows up.
I mean, it makes sense for you to choose this hotel because it's close to the library, but it makes less sense for it to be in the hotel. So, across the street is fine.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Fabulous. I guess we're going to the library. I guess we could meet up in the lobby again. We do. I try to initiate some sort of like secret handshake. It goes terribly on my behalf, and then I guess we kind of jaunt along to the library.
Splendid.
When we are moving to the library, I ask Adrian, what's the matter?
Like in I guess Adrian kind of looks and goes, like in general or regarding this, like what?
So Raheem is chuckling to himself, of course, regarding your request. It is in the evening, and you're asking me to check out my book, so my myth book, and ask about these requests regarding your research that you also conduct. And you never do that without a proper reason. So, what is it that you have in your mind?
Ah, yes. No, you're totally right. Well, I guess somebody kind of called me and said there was some weird stuff happening over here, and I was kind of hired to come here and maybe look at some things. But I realized, you know how I love cats. I love
Yeah.
cats. You know,
Mm-hmm.
praise be to the cats. I noticed that while kind of watching these videos and stuff, there was a lot of videos coming out of Istanbul regarding these cats. And you kind of sometimes come across these videos of cats kind of swatting at each other and being a bit naughty. But I these cats were being really bizarre. And I remembered there was this kind of old tale regarding the Egyptian goddess Bastet, who I imagine you're familiar with, regarding
Yeah, now
your
that you
own
mention it,
mythology.
right?
Yeah,
It comes back
and
a lot, yeah.
I feel like there was this tale of back in ancient Egypt regarding cats kind of going wild. And I don't know. I have this weird feeling that maybe it's happening here. Maybe I mean, you never know.
Very
We have,
interesting what you say, yeah.
I like the magic and the mystical, as you know. What if it's happening again? And what are the chances that maybe this is maybe why I'm here, or maybe why we're all here? I mean, what are the chances of 5 people showing up randomly in a hotel room? 2 people stalking me the entire day. I mean, what are the chances of that? Coincidences, Raheem. They are everywhere. And I want to know why. Adrian's kind of reaching out and grabbing Raheem's shoulders quite intensely. He's quite invested in this. And then he says,
Uh,
to it,
yeah.
so, and he goes,
And Raheem
oh,
is
this library's lovely.
Raheem is also saying, like, I wouldn't be surprised if cats act strangely around you, but as you say, that you have seen it also around you in the environment, and you've seen a lot of TikToks, we already have a clue what we possibly should check out then in the library and find some books to read up on that goddess.
Yes, absolutely. I think yeah, I think we should look into maybe cat behavioral. Maybe I don't know. Is this normal for cats to be this snarky? I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
think
I
so.
don't. I have no idea. We should maybe look at that. But I think we should maybe dig through some mythology, perhaps. Maybe I mean, how many gods are there dedicated to cats? I know there's a couple, I think, if I remember in Old Norse. There's Freya. Freya was quite fond of cats, I think, and uh, I don't know. Let's just go in here and grab a bunch of books and just try and figure something out.
But Adrian, I have to ask you: are you superstitious?
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean, what are the chances of? I mean, look. I mean, Raheem. We are currently living on a giant ball, living in the universe. I mean, what are the chances of that? It's absurd. I mean, it's nuts. It's why. What do you mean? What do you mean? We're on a Earth ball in the middle of the universe. That's absurd. Yes, of course. Maybe not ghosts. That seems a bit far fetched. But I mean, I don't know. I'm open. I'm open to anything.
You never know what's real till you have seen it.
Exactly, Raheem. And that is why we make the dream team. That is why.
And with that, we enter the library.
Yes.
Well, the reason you chose this particular library and as a consequence this particular hotel is because it has an extensive section, like whole floors, well, like one whole floor respectively, dedicated to both mythology and history. And of course, those two also include loads of the connections to other larger empires of the ancient world and their goddesses, or their deities. So yeah, let's just assume you get to work trying to find the works that Fang has been vaguely remembering the names of. Let's call this a... Yeah, let's say it's a either research or mythology role. Research because you're obviously in a library. You have, if you wanted to, all the information available. You just need to find it.
Okay.
Well,
Sorry.
I have 3s for both, so either or, I guess, for me.
Oh, jeez, I need to open up my paper again. What do I have?
I think you have a 1 in mythology and 1 in research.
Wow. I'm a noob. But so it be. Okay, I'm going to roll my dice then. I got a 4 on my
4.
research. Wait, you said research and what was the other one?
Research and mythology.
So are we
Would you-
rolling
Also.
for both?
Let's say yeah.
Okay.
So 1 throw for both.
No, you roll
Or
both.
1 throw each.
One each.
Okay, then I have 2 times 4.
Okay.
So I got a 3 and a 2.
Okay.
Are we doing
think we
it as
can-
many times as... So if I have 3 research and 3 mythology, do I do it 6 times? Do I roll 6 times?
Oh yeah, of course. Because
Okay.
you have 3
So-
dice for each.
2.
Um,
So that was a 3, a 2, and a 4 for research.
All right.
And then a 5, a 5, and a 1 for mythology.
Okay. Mythology. So that gives you the better result for mythology. So, you make your way straight to the mythology section, and you quickly manage to find the section on both Bastet and what was the other one's name? Kemetic, a minor deity of the Egyptian pantheon. Of course, there's more material on Bastet because she's the more well-known goddess, and there is a whole cupboard of books and manuscripts just dedicated to the Egyptian gods, and one row in that cupboard just to Bastet, and all sorts of studies and books as to why cats, why Istanbul cats, how they're connected, how they might be connected, how they have been connected throughout the Byzantine Empire. And basically, you just want to start reading them all. And while you do that, I think we can go back to the other group. Meanwhile, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break to give you guys 1 more minute to decide what you want to do with the information you have available. Right, so see you in a minute.
I also
Sounds
go to the
good.
bathroom.
Oh, actually, I can join you.
I think I'm gonna leave a lot of this in both of your hands because you guys are more like research.
Hmm.
Um,
Emily also has a myth book in her inventory, and she has mythology 3. So maybe that could be something to use. I do think Emily would
Yeah.
also take a mythology approach as well.
Yeah, I think you should maybe do that.
Yeah, it says, in contrast, folklorists have pointed out Istanbul's historical and cultural relationship with cats. For centuries, cats have been regarded as guardians of the city. So I think that's probably something to focus on. And connection to the spiritual world. Maybe something has shifted.
Yeah, I think you should use the mythology book as well.
Yeah, so I'll focus on that point. Maybe she can focus on that point, and then use the mythology book or the myth book. It's in her bag anyway. That she brought with her. I'll be right back as well. I'm just gonna go grab a quick snack.
Okie dokie.
BRB. Right, I'll leave you with the duck, Laura, the duck.
Cute. Okay.
I am so enjoying Adrian and Raheem's friendship.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
So far, I think we're doing good together as a team. Also,
I
like
think
it.
it's so fun.
Yeah,
So silly.
it's like in a movie, you know, like the social. I think you have also come up with a good character, like socially awkward, but also just like when he starts to babble, it just goes.
So very passionate, but so
Yeah, yeah,
awkward
yeah.
at the same time.
Can I just say though, for like so far, you've done a lot better role playing than I was hoping for, and making the job of introducing the characters to each other a lot easier than I anticipated.
uh,
Yeah, I
We are-
imagine that's the hardest part.
Yeah, and it also took actually longer than I was thinking.
yeah.
So, since we're here, we've now been playing for about 2 hours. How much longer are you comfortable playing?
I don't mind. I do not
Our
mind.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
feel like it is actually like draining because you have to
Mhm.
pay attention also what is happening and so on, right? But I feel fine going. I
Okay.
think like another 2 hours would be fine from my side,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I say 2 hours is good. Another 2 hours.
Okay, cool.
I'm back. I got some
Welcome
snacks.
back.
Okay, in that case, since everybody's taking a break, I'll be 2 seconds.
See you in a moment.
Is anyone familiar with these?
Yes.
They are
Aren't they
so
like
good.
super sour?
No, that you're thinking pickled onion. This is the beef flavor.
Oh wait, it's
Thank you, Zoe.
something else than I thought.
Zoe, hello. I'm going to
Hi,
mute my
Zoe.
mic while I eat some.
Sorry, by the way, if I'm not too responsive to chat right now. I need to concentrate on so many things right now. Reading chat is kind of low on my priority list, but I do read you guys on the from the corner of my eye. And thank you very much for watching so far.
Yes. I think to my viewers, and I think like it's also a bit hard like to display this, right? Like this whole setting. Like if somebody new comes in, okay, you also chose the category tabletop RPGs. Probably would have been also smart from my side, so people are more familiar what is happening here.
So, we're still taking a break, I assume.
I'm ready to go on, but I'm also not the one who needs to speak in a moment. So.
That's true. Me too.
I'm back.
I have some idea what Aurora's going to do.
So
Give us a little sort of summary on like what exactly is happening with the three of us again. We're in the room, we're looking at newspaper article
And a bunch of other clues. And by the way, thank you, Owen.
you're welcome.
So yeah, you've met with your contact. She has this whole wall full of clues of this newspaper front page that you've been reading, I think. So why don't you guys do me an interpretation roll? If you have a skill in that.
Yeah. Sorry if you hear a motorbike in the background.
Do I?
I'm so excited. This is my first roll. My interpretation is 2, so I roll twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So you might have seen before, but this is my little dice camera here, and we have my Lara Croft Funko Pop, my Duck Lara, and this Lara. And I thought it was appropriate because my dice also has a duck inside it.
Nice.
So will I roll first?
Probably.
Okay. So let's see. So that's a 5.
And once more.
and
Another 5.
5.
Okay.
So 10.
Hmm. So do Aurora and Lee also want to do an interpretation of
I have
the clues,
0 for
or
interpretation.
okay? So you could, in theory, still do this. You just have to take a penalty as to raise the challenge of what you're trying to do by 2 points. So instead of, let's say the challenge was a 3, then you could still roll for it, but you'd have to beat a 5.
I have to
Basically.
Be 5. Can I So I have exploration skills like searching. Could I search the room for anything, or would that be like not allowed?
Like in this context, no. It might come in handy later on, though, if you want to take the investigation beyond this room. But in here, no, not really. Like this is searching is more for instance, survival stuff out in the wild. Like if you're looking for firewood, that would be searching.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna just sit back. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I
You do,
have no interpretation skill.
but
What if I were to interpret the cat's behavior basically as the behavior of enemy forces and use my tactics skill? Have I? Should I describe how?
I'd be interested to hear how you want to do that. Yeah.
So, I'm looking at this from a data analysis point of view. I'm like, or Aurore is laser focused on the hashtags mentioned in the news article, and wonders if it's possible to trace that geographically, like look at some
Okay.
social media data and figure out if there is some kind of pattern, some origin, something.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say tactics is applicable.
If you tell me
But
this
from
is
a
different skill, it's also fine.
yeah, but yeah, it's going to be difficult to deduce from the limited data you have. But yeah, it's possible. So roll for it.
How many against what?
Your tactics, did you say?
Yeah, can. That would be 3 dice.
3, okay.
One moment, Owen. Your bag is audible. Very
Yeah,
loud.
your crisps are very crisping at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
Owen, craft crazy. You meant
Oh,
just when you move the bag, right? Maybe mute yourself or something like that because it's loud.
I W it myself.
I don't know. It was audible. Yes,
Yeah, we can hear that.
it's like
Yeah.
super loud.
My mic is off. Look.
How?
Oh, those mics are notorious for that. The mute function not working. Just so you know.
What? I never knew this. I'm so sorry.
I never had that problem. For me, it always worked, but yeah.
It
Since-
always
The
normally
ambient
works.
noise of crisps.
I literally just tested it and apparently you couldn't hear me. So I'm going to say that's a bug on your part.
Oh my god. I was like muting my mic and I was like, they can't hear anything. It was
You
like-
bet you didn't fart or something like that.
it was right at the mic too. Okay, I'll mute myself on Discord.
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
I just wanted to say because, like, yeah.
Sorry. I was like, when you said like the crunching, I was like, they can't hear this. My mic is still apparently muted. So weird.
Yeah,
I did
you get
roll
to...
3 dice,
Okay. What do they say?
and they turned out bad, like 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, damn. So yeah, the best that gets you is like a hint of a heat map, basically. And as you would expect, the most cats are, like the most observances of cat behavior is where the most people are. So you basically get the landmarks, Hagia Sophia, the Galata Tower. even the Maiden's Tower for some weird reason, even though that's in the middle of the water. But some cats have made it there. But yeah, you reckon from that, checking out one of those locations might be a good idea. That's the best lead you get.
That sounds barely useful.
So Owen, you rolled 2 5s, right? Okay. So for one thing, you do get a slightly more detailed heat map that expands on the whole landmarks thing. Like the mosques and the Galata Tower are the most prominent spots, but out of those, obviously Hagia Sophia stands out as being like the most, but that might still be down to the most people just being there. One interesting spot that's also been happening is like in the surrounding of the construction site of the tunnel on the European end of the city. Like the mouth of the tunnel. Oh, and second thing of information. When you look at all the clues she's gathered, that like Dunya has gathered, you can pretty much narrow down the time this started. It's not, as she suspected, a week to 2 ago, but 10 days to 14 days ago. So anything that happened in this time frame, like at least 10 days ago, might have caused this, as far as you can tell.
Yeah, so pretty recent.
Yeah, pretty much. Which sort of info for Fang, that's also when the TikTok started appearing with the appropriate hashtags.
So I'm just reading over the tunnel part again. Yeah, so the tunnel definitely has to have some sort of significance. Let's see. I originally was going to use, because Emily has her myth book with her in her bag.
Mm-hmm.
So I was actually going to look at that as well. Or will that be too similar to what Raheem has done?
I mean, you don't know what Raheem is doing, so that's up to you.
Oh, yeah. She has Mythology 3, and I feel like she would take that approach. So she's noticed the tunnel, as you say, and she's noticed that cats have been regarded the guardians of the city and connection to the spiritual world. So maybe she takes out her myth book and tries to have a look on that and see if there's any information on the cats, or cats in general in that sense. So do I roll with that?
So I'm going to say with your myth book as a help, you get to roll mythology +1. So basically, instead of the 3 dice, you get 4.
Okay. Right. So I'll just do that then. That's 2. That's 4. 5 and 5. So that was 15, was it? No. What was the first one?
2,
5.
4, 5.
2, 4, 5,
2,
5,
4,
right?
5. I was thinking was it 1 or 2. So yeah, so it's 16, is it? 2, 4,
Yeah, but the total doesn't really matter. It's just basically the highest rolls count.
Oh, okay.
So your myth book basically, without repeating too much, from a player perspective, you also come across a lot of references in your myth book and a couple side notes on the fringes of the pages. You do come across a lot of references to Bastard worship and a number of smaller temples springing up in Constantinople back in the day. Again, also apparently lost to time. At least that's what research thinks nowadays. The research isn't really clear as to exactly where those were. There's sort of vague maps from back in the day, but they don't really match with both the geography of the city itself, nor the street layout today, for that matter.
Yeah.
So any information you could have taken from that is at least obsolete and outdated, if not just wrong. But you do know, back in the day, like the 6th century, there were a lot of temples and sites dedicated to Egyptian deities, and some of them definitely also to Bastet. Just for the locations of which, you're probably on the right side of the Bosporus for that, like on the European side right now. Yeah, but that's about all you can really tell from that.
Okay, so let's see. So maybe Emily suggests that there will be a connection between the events of the cats and one of these historical sites, and maybe she suggests maybe exploring one and see if they can get answers, maybe.
Do you get a response?
Sorry, what was the last thing?
From us.
Yeah. I mean, she's been talking to you guys.
Good.
Well, maybe
I mean,
it would be a response.
while you two think about a possible response, I'm going to say what that Dunya responds to. Yeah, I've been looking into that, but I mean, probably you know more about the mythology, especially with Egypt. I mean, I've been dealing more with medieval stuff, as you know. So I'm not much of an expert, but yeah, that could still be a lead that I have not been able to fully explore.
So Emily maybe says, well, maybe we should. What do you guys think? Like, maybe that this could be something we could follow up.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it then.
Yeah.
Seems like our best plan. So when do we do this?
Just picture a bunch of socially awkward, like in the room, just like kind of looking at each other.
So we need to go there, and we want to go there. But which one of us is going to make the first step? Oh, I guess no one. Let's just sit here for a while and have some tea.
Let's go check it out.
I mean, to be fair, Dunya would be happy to serve you all the tea that you want. Just saying that. But while you
take this over for another
Yeah.
hour over tea.
yeah, while you weigh up your options as to which temple and which mosque to go for first, team library. What are we doing? Are we still reading up on all the material?
Actually, we've been reading on the
They've
material.
been playing Words of Friends.
I found an interesting article about the goddess, and there's a picture on it with an ancient inscription that I can't decipher. So I go over to Adrian and ask, Adrian, my God, I think you can read this, right?
Yeah. What? Yes. What is that? Show that to me really quick.
So it is about the goddess, and I think it could be a clue towards what we're trying to find out here. Why are the cats behaving strange? What's going on?
Yeah. Adrian kind of looks over at the book in Raheem's hands and is kind of mulling it over and just kind of humming and hawing a little bit. And then he kind of looks at Raheem and goes, "Do you want to know what this says? What you've just showed me says?"
Yes, Adrian, please tell me.
It says, "Your mum." And he just stares deadpan at Raheem. Really,
And
really
Raheem
intent.
just looked deadpan back at him.
Then after a long pause, Adrian goes, I'm joking, that's not what it says. Interestingly enough, it talks of, I mean, obviously it's very difficult to kind of translate some of these ancient languages because the way that language worked back then is not as it is now, as modern languages, of course. But if I understand this kind of correctly, do I have to roll anything for kind of understanding maybe what this
I mean,
obscure
yeah,
text
for
means?
further inferences, you will have to, yeah. So I'm guessing since you have a perk with ancient languages, like an advanced skill,
Mm-hmm.
remind me, how does the ancient languages trick work? Do you just add a level to your language skill?
Hold on, I do have it here. It just says ease test to interpret writing of ancient dead languages and symbols. So I guess it's typically this affects either language or interpretation tests. So I guess it
Okay,
just
yeah.
means make it
Okay,
easier.
yeah, good.
I guess.
Yeah, right. So roll 2d6, I suppose.
A 5 and a 6.
Lovely. So you basically the inscription in it was hieroglyphics, yeah. You uncovered translates to the goddess favors those whose hearts are light, and then the rest of the paragraph like that. You can see there's one more carved hieroglyphics starting, but they're too damaged on the photo at least. You can't really make out what they say, but that's the one you can uncover.
So I'm kind of making hand gestures to Raheem quite dramatically, as I am, while I'm saying this back to him, kind of being a bit melodramatic regarding my movements. So essentially it says the goddess favors those whose hearts are light, which doesn't really mean anything at the moment because that could be interpreted into 50 million ways regarding ancient Egypt. It could be something to do with the afterlife regarding, the weighing of organs because they really liked the afterlife back then. But then I think Bastet was also very notorious for being associated with the sun, I think, as well, if I recall correctly, and regarding, I think Ra was their father or something, and so yeah, that's kind of what it means, which is great. We have that under our belts. What we don't have under our belts is what this has to do with absolutely anything. And I kind of look back at Raheem, kind of.
And while you were explaining it, Raheem was all of a sudden in a kind of nervous state, taking out his phone and checking the calendar and saying, "The sun, interesting. Good that you mention it. I think I've read in the news that there's currently going on that there's a lot of solar flares and possibly a unexpected solar eclipse." Do you think this could be connected?
Well, it is. I mean, notoriously, I think the ancient Egypts were quite a fan of astrology, and
I mean, who isn't?
Well, yes, but back then it was quite significant because you have to kind of remember that this time period that we're talking about, ancient Egypt, it is so vastly different from today. Like, there's no light pollution whatsoever back then. There was no street lamps or whatever. So at night, when on a clear night, which there would be because you're in a very hot country with not as much humidity, maybe I guess I don't know. I don't know geography very well, but all they would have to look at night would be the sky. So when you hear of a lot of these ancient stories of these ancient time periods, a lot of it is associated with the night sky and with kind of the universe, even though back then they didn't know what the universe was, not really. So yeah, maybe there's a lot of ties to, like there's these stories of how the sun rises and the moon comes up, of I think something, yeah, boats pulling the sun across the sky and then whatever. So yeah, it could be. There could probably most likely be a tale somewhere regarding the sun maybe doing funky stuff and something happening. It's very plausible.
Interesting what you say. So, with an upcoming solar eclipse and the current sun flares going on, we would have to find out how they are related. And if the cats go crazy, I can imagine that we are up to no good.
Yeah. I mean, it was very common for the ancient Egypts to mark lands with the symbols of their gods and I think there's quite a few carvings of cats if you explore ancient Egypt or just in old buildings from that time period. Maybe there's clues. Maybe we need to start looking for more of a physical destination. Maybe there's somebody's got a big wall of cat carved into
Raheem,
it or something, or even Ankhs. Ankhs were associated with Bastet as well. She was a goddess of fertility. Um, I mean, she was associated with Ra as well. I think Ra was her father, and so I mean, we could just go a wander around the city and buy for clues. Maybe not
yes,
now because it's like the evening and it's dark, and I'm a little bit tired. I won't
but this
lie.
could be exactly the right time to go. As you have said, the night was the special time, and for astrology. And if we think about what you've also said before regarding the mosques and the cats acting strange, maybe we should check out all the different mosques in the city.
But
And
I'm so tired, Raheem.
while Raheem is saying that,
Raheem. Adrian reaches over and kind of puts his hand on Raheem's forearm and goes, Raheem, I have been traveling since like 6 this morning. I listen. I really that I love that idea. That's such a wonderful idea. But I drank 4 shots in that bar back there with that Scottish guy, and they've kind of worn off now. But I've been traveling all day, Raheem, and we've just been researching for an hour.
I understand that, Adrian. Nevertheless, I'm going to work on this and I'm going to research where all the different mosques are in here in Istanbul. And if you give me from your goodie bag also the travel guide that you have, I can do the markings.
Why do you
And
need my travel guide? You got a travel? Did you not? Did you not get a goodie bag?
Oh, you
I
absolutely
did
did get
a
one.
goodie bag, but I was thinking that it is better if we both have them marked on our travel guides.
Oh, you know what? That's a really good idea. I thought you were just stealing from me. I'm a very suspicious person, you see. Don't trust nobody. Yeah, no, that's fine, except it's back in the hotel because I didn't bring it.
So if that is the case, I can do the research from my phone. So let's head back
Yeah,
and
yeah, let's do that. I am so
I'm
tired.
going to prepare it then.
Yeah, you do all of that stuff. That's wonderful. I'm gonna find a nice big chair and close my eyes.
Don't you want rather to sleep in the hotel room?
Yeah, no, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Maybe you find even a bed in your room.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah, I was going to pretend to participate in our research, but no, that's great. Yeah, you take. I'll give you the flyer, and you can go work, and I'm gonna go for a sleep.
Sounds great. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, we leave the library.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess we can't check out books. It would be a hassle to get a library card, wouldn't it?
A bit.
You could
Could we?
steal.
We
But-
could
but-
steal them. Raheem, do you want to steal? Raheem, just put this book under your coat.
Adrian, I had the same idea.
Right,
And
just
Raheem
take this
takes the
one
book.
and just if we Adrian's kind of helping Raheem smuggle a book under his clothes. Like if we just put it in here, then I mean, who's gonna know? Nobody's even here. Nobody goes to libraries anymore. Just put this in there.
You got surprisingly close to some other parts of my body, but
Oh, excuse me. Don't. Sorry, I didn't mean to. By the way, you're the only one stealing books. I'm not. Adrian is not stealing books. I'm not
Mhm.
putting any books under my clothes. It's just we're just cramming them under your shirt.
don't worry, Adrian. I've been seeing all the pickpocket stuff going on also in Egypt, so I have some knowledge about that, and I
Oh,
think we can get that
fabulous.
out without any problem.
Fabulous.
Or are you? I mean, make
Oh no! Oh, we need to roll for
Of course.
thievery.
make me a stealth roll to see how well you can hide that book, so that doesn't
Okay,
raise any
wait.
suspicion.
Stealth.
Would they both not need to do it since Adrian?
No, I'm not. I'm not stealing. I don't know this
Adrian
man.
hid the books on Raheem, so wouldn't he be assisting with the stealth?
I mean, he could assist, yeah.
No,
Okay, I have a,
I'm not stealing. I just put the book in there. I'm not stealing though.
nah, but
Yeah, but
Adrian, if
you could
something
still-
goes
you could
wrong,
still-
need to make a scene so I can get out without a problem.
Oh,
All
If
that,
something
yeah.
happens.
That
Okay.
that would be one option. The other would be that you help him hide that strategically, so it doesn't like there isn't this
okay,
book
I see.
sticking out. Like he doesn't have a very clear
Oh, okay.
rectangular shape sticking out from his sweater or something.
That is so funny. Okay, yeah. So I have no stealth. I have 0 stealth.
Great.
So it's all on you. It is all
What's your
on you.
perception? What's your perception?
My perception is 3.
Maybe you can check with your perception if anything will stick out.
Okay, should I do that?
Yeah, you can do
Okay,
that.
Okay.
First,
Yeah,
okay.
first Rahim needs to make a roll as to how well he's hiding it.
Okay, so one second. Dice roll. We're rolling the dice, and it is 4. And as I have stealth 2, I'm gonna do it again, and it's a 1.
So it's a 4. Okay, now roll perception.
Okay. A 1, a 2, and a 3.
There is no book.
Do we get caught with the book, or are we just? Is it just not fitting under the clothes?
No. The stealth roll was just to see how well you're hiding it. And since you didn't meet the stealth roll with your perception, you do not see it anymore. I am, however, just rolling.
That's one.
I am, however, just rolling for the person at the reception desk of the library to see if they can spot it. They cannot.
Which number was it? I mean-
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. I cannot even.
No,
see it.
actually, the dude at the desk rolled a 1, so he's asleep.
Mm-hmm.
See, nobody comes to libraries. Nobody's even hitting.
Even you especially.
Ushering Raheem out the library. Just let's go quickly.
And with that, Raheem and Adrian make it out. On the cold streets of Istanbul.
Success. I guess we're just heading back to the hotel now because Adrian is about to pass away. I think.
Yeah, Raheem is helping Adrian with.
Are we still? Is Emily and Aurora and Lee still with Dunya?
Are ordered
I mean,
beer.
you sat down to drink another glass of tea, so I guess yeah. But we'll come
I
back to
mean,
you
we
in a
have to.
second.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, okay, so while Adrian and Raheem are heading back to their hotel room, which is basically just your average hotel room. You know, there's a short hallway, a wardrobe on the left, a small bathroom on the right, and then a larger area with a bed and a small desk and a chair facing the bed, obviously. You may decide who gets comfortable where, or if you're in separate rooms even, because you do each have your own. But if you're just getting cozy with your research, then I think we can just go back to the other group.
So it is.
So I was doing a bit of research of my own here. Owen was not anyway, and I see that there is actually a coffee shop in Istanbul called Coffee Bastet. And I
Like
feel
a
like that's
real
what I'm
life
going to
thing?
play. Yeah, it's real.
Okay.
It's real. I could send a link on if you want to have a look. So what were we going to say?
I'm actually curious about the tea that we've been drinking,
Mhm.
and I want to do a medic check to see if there's any medicinal properties that would affect us positively or negatively from drinking the tea.
Okay.
Ooh, alright.
Yeah, you do have medic skill. Okay. Yeah. Roll 2d6 then.
3 and 5.
No, that's just perfectly regular black tea.
Okay.
Hmm. Um, so we can assume that.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, did you see the? Yeah, you
Yeah,
seen it.
I did. Yeah.
So we can assume that these characters have their phones and they have signal.
Yeah.
They have access to the internet. So, Emily notices that she uses her myth book and she sees that cats are regarded as guardians and they're acted very strangely, and she believes that there's a link between. She's focusing on the god, goddess Bastet,
That is
um,
goddess.
goddess, and just it feels like there is a connection there. So she kind of tries to have a look at some links between Bastet and Istanbul, and so she sees that there's this coffee shop, and she knows that it could very well be nothing, just a coincidence that it's called Bastet Coffee. But she
Okay.
is also, if you remember earlier, she doesn't believe in coincidences, so she feels like she wants to check this out, and she proposes this to the group, and wants to get their thoughts. And she knows very well that it could be a reach. It could just be an innocent coffee shop, but she just feels like it's worth checking out.
So I
How do you
would.
think it?
On you go.
How do you think it relates to Busted? And what clues could it give us? I guess.
So I was thinking, maybe when they get there, they notice something very odd around, like a certain diameter of the coffee shop. Maybe that there was like no cats at all to be seen near there, and maybe she picks up on this. And then maybe she would, like, this is hypothetically speaking, if they did go investigate, maybe she would talk to the owner and try and find out a bit more about the coffee shop. And maybe, I don't know, maybe there's reason why the coffee shop is in that spot and why it's called Basta Coffee, and maybe there might be something under it. I don't know. I just a thought anyway. It was just this is me talking, not Emily, so I'm just wondering what you think.
I think it might be a possibility, but I would be open to other suggestions as well to see like what our options are.
Mm.
What about
So,
you?
as a game master, I'm going to say you can, of course, do that.
Mm.
Well, I'd say you're the archaeologist, so let's follow your hunch and see where it leads us. Better than sitting around doing nothing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can assume that. So Emily has said to them. Well, I've already said that anyway. But Emily has said to them, and they agree. Would Dunya come with us, or would she? And also, maybe it's
Just
not happening if this is like nighttime. Maybe they're going to go to the next
nights.
day.
I mean, it's not yet nighttime. It's more like evening, so around, let's say, 8 p.m.
Well, maybe this place is like a bus journey or something, or maybe like a half-hour drive, hour drive. So maybe they would go the next day or something.
We could meet back up if you wanted. It's up to you guys, of course.
So from the internet presence of the cafe itself, you realize it is somewhat close, like in the same part of town, but a couple of streets over. And it is still open.
Oh, okay.
Let's go. I want a hot chocolate.
Yeah,
I'm ordering one of
Emily.
these really strong Turkish coffees.
Yeah.
Shall we order things? Is that even like a possibility? And just keep observing the scenery.
Sure.
So yeah, so are we going there now?
Yeah, let's go.
So maybe when we get there, I don't know if we have to roll perception, but we notice something about the area itself where maybe there's certain street, there's something with the certain street.
I mean, do give me a perception check as to what you can notice on your way there, and then also in the general area of the cafe.
All of us?
Okay, so
I mean, if you want to, you can all of you make one.
Yeah, I'll pick one.
okay.
I have a 6.
I have a 2 and a 4.
And a 2. I have a 6 and a 2.
All right.
Let me see, my perception is 2 as well, so I'll do. That is a 3. Oh wait, yeah. For a second I thought it was an 8. I was like, wait, a 3 and a 5.
All right. So, you do notice that there is, in fact, not less cats, but more cats as you approach the cafe. Some of they seem to be sort of almost congregating on that cafe. Like there's the same scene you observed earlier with the coffee shop near Dunya's apartment, and where the cats were sort of loafing on the tables near the elderly drinking coffee. You see that basically on every table here, and some even sort of following customers as they leave, and then quickly realize they're not waiting for for the cats, so that then they turn back around and wait for the next customer to come in and hop on their table and just start begging again.
Can I do a language check to see if I can understand what their meowing means?
hang on. What's your?
It sounds silly, but it's true. Let me tell you, as a cat owner, there is a language.
Oh, by the way, I swear it is so clear, but sometimes when we're going to bed, I swear Bumble is like, Owen, Owen. Me and Carter are like, what the fuck? She said she knows my name, but honestly, we're lying in bed and all I hear is, Owen, Owen. What the fuck? Oh, I was like,
So
Sparkle, she knows my name. She doesn't know your name.
so yeah, let's say you can roll that check, but to be fair, it's going to be quite difficult.
Okay. 2.
Meow. So, yeah, no, that's not going to do anything. You're just basically, if you were to deduce anything, you'd probably do that more of behavior than meowing.
I'm just gonna keep petting the cats that come close to me.
Okay. Yeah, with these ones, like the cafe cats, you don't actually need to roll for that. They're waiting for you to do that and hoping you offer them food.
Does anyone
Fair
want
enough.
to be? Who wants to be like the first to go into the cafe, or maybe are we going into the cafe? Are we going to talk maybe to the manager? I don't know. I want to speak to your manager. There's too many cats.
I'm gonna go in and order a hot chocolate, and I'll order both of your drinks as well.
Oh,
Thanks.
thank you.
So
I appreciate it.
You all can discuss more archaeological things together that I'm not very clued up
Right.
on.
All right.
So, what do you make of this place? Now that we
feel like Emily's hunch is definitely correct, or Emily's sort of idea of like checking this place out has definitely proven that there's a connection, because look at all the cats, there's so many of them. So I feel like Emily would say this to the group and say like, do you notice that there is so much more than the like other parts of the city that we've been in? And
there are a lot of cats. Yes.
yeah, so
So
maybe we should go into the cafe and speak to the owner.
to clarify, the part of the town you're currently in is like okay. So you have the this narrow sea kind of thing leading from the Mediterranean to the smaller sea area in front of, like to the south of Istanbul. Then you have the Bosporus, and then you have the Black Sea to the north. You're currently in that part of town that sort of the landmass that sort of comes out of the European section and then meets the Bosporus as it turns from the Marmara Sea, as it's called, like the one that came from the Mediterranean, as that turns into the Bosporus. That's the part of town you're in, that landmass. There's sort of a I almost want to say peninsula, but there's sort of this curvy thing, curvy landmass.
Could I do a perception check to see if there's any older looking buildings within the street? Anything that stands out, or maybe something that just would want to draw our attention to it, to see if we could check it out?
I mean, yeah. To do anything, to get any specific information, you do have to make me a check. But of course, that part of town also has a lot of ancient buildings. Most prominent of which, again, the mosques and Hagia Sophia. But yeah, this is not the part that's been modernized too much, because it has so much tradition and history associated to it.
Okay. I would want to look for something that stands out, that maybe pairs up with the cats.
Well, maybe we could split up and maybe Emily could speak to someone who works in the cafe, and maybe Lee can check out the rest of the area. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
And then Aurora, you could do your own thing or go with either one of us, maybe. Maybe you could come with me and kind of just observe the cafe. Maybe if you notice anything inside it, maybe.
Sure.
Um,
I keep observing the cats as well, just
Yeah.
to see if I notice anything peculiar about their behavior myself.
so
That does
Yeah.
sound like you all need to make me a either perception check or a observation check.
observation.
So
Well,
just to
either
just
or,
so Lee's doing the outside to check for the old significant buildings, and you two are inside the cafe looking at the cafe itself and the cats, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I got a 3 and a 1 for perception.
Same.
let's see. So we're just doing perception. We're not doing observation.
It's your pick. Whatever is higher, I suppose.
Oh yeah, well I'll do perception then because I have 2. So 2 and oh god, 2 and 1.
Okay.
So I don't think any of us did too good there.
No. So outside of the cafe, it all really blends together. Like it's all from pretty much the same era. Nothing too significantly older. Nothing with any anything that you might be looking for. Like you've been in the town and the city for a couple of hours now. You don't see anything you haven't seen yet. Like it's the same sort of architectural style, maybe even a bit older, but nothing significant. Inside the cafe, or rather, concerning also the cats around the cafe, the best thing you notice is that the cafe itself does seem to sort of pride itself on naming itself after Busted, and so they have this little wall dedicated to info as to why they did that, and there is sort of this stylized map giving you pretty much the same information that you got before from your myth book, like Busted has been worshipped here in this town and the cats, blah blah blah. But what they also do is to give you this map of what they think is locations of the temples, and one of them matches exactly where Hagia Sophia is today.
Where what is?
Where Hagia Sophia, like the big mosque the largest mosque in Istanbul, is today.
That is curious. I mean, we were previously thinking that Hagia Sophia might have just popped up because a lot of people are visiting it anyway, but there feels to be like a strange correlation here, like when this place had been there before and now there's a lot of the strange cat activity there. Perhaps we should check it out.
Should I still talk to the someone that works in cafe?
Yes, I think so. Does any of us speak Turkish, by the way? Do we need to?
Oh,
Not to my knowledge, no.
I'm just English.
English Greek.
I could roll language
I
for
speak
1.
I speak Greek and Latin, but I don't know if that would be any good.
Okay, then let's just hope we get through with English or something.
I have 1 language. If I come back to the cafe and tell you that I haven't found anything outside, then I can help you.
Interpretation, would that be anything?
No, interpretation is more for
Sorry, 1 second.
literature.
Interpretation is more for like trying to make sense of clues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I guess just try to speak to the owner and see what happens.
So, will I do a language check?
Yeah, so far nobody's talked to anyone in Turkish, so who wants to do that first?
No way.
Mhm.
I have languages too. I could maybe.
We could try English first.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
might
just
speak
speak
English.
English.
Yeah, they might just speak English and.
Let's try that.
So
And
Emily
then we
goes
can
in
start.
and notices like maybe a middle-aged woman or middle-aged man. Emily notices a middle-aged woman, kind of at the the
Counter?
desk, whatever, making counter. Yeah, I don't know why I could not think of that word. Just sort of cleaning a bit, and it's in the evening, so maybe they're getting ready to close for the day. And Emily just says like, "Hello, do you speak English?" And then Faye, would that be your call then? They speak English?
To your luck, she does. Even though she does have a bit of an accent, so there might be a language barrier, but so far you're getting by. Sorry, what were you saying to her, by the
way? So maybe Emily could say like, "Hey, we were just doing some research into some of the. Trying to think what Emily would say. We're doing some research into some of the. We're doing research into some of the different.
The anomaly of cats.
Yeah. Do we say that, or do we say? Do we keep it from them? Is there a reason to keep it from them? Probably not. Probably everyone's talking about it, and like everyone's sort of noticed, especially since they're huddled around this cafe.
Just hey, do you know what's up with all the cats?
Yeah. Have you noticed that there's been a lot of cat activity?
What do people make of the cats? Is there any, any theories as to why there's so many cats now, or?
Yeah. So then, should I decide what she says?
What do you mean? What the accountant? No, that would be my job.
Oh, okay. Say, get out.
So what do you say to her?
Oh, we just asked like, hey, we're just doing some research in the area, and we're just wondering if you've noticed any strange activity with the cats. I can see that there's quite a lot outside of your cafe, which is quite on brand, if I do say so myself. Maybe she tries to break the ice by making that joke, and maybe the lady that works there is just sort of like doesn't register that she's making a joke. So it's kind of like a bit awkward.
Yeah, she sort of chuckles at your remark with the on brand cat thing. She says, "Yeah, I mean we do get a lot of cats here, but I mean," and then she pauses for a second, stares into into nothing really, and says, "Now that you mention it, there have been more recently, like a week or so. There's lots of them." And then she says, "Yeah, but you're not the first one to ask that as well. Like everybody who comes into cafe these last weeks has said, yeah, there's the cat's acting weird. It's been going on for a couple of days now, and I don't know what is happening. but there's, I don't know. If I didn't know better, I'd say they're all going for the Moscow over there. And she obviously points at Hagia Sophia. Like there's even more over there if you look. And if you were to look, you would see that there's even more cats running around over there, following people around and sort of darting between groups of tourists and other people.
So I think maybe Emily makes note of that, and they're definitely going to check that out. And I think, like, obviously, I think Emily just wants to kind of know a bit more about the origins of this cafe, maybe what was here before. And so she asks the lady, like, how long have you worked here, and when, how long have you had this cafe? And then maybe she can give some context into that. Maybe she knows what it used to be before it was a cafe, or maybe there's a connection there. A connection that would explain why the cats and why it's called Bastet.
I mean, you might have to ask Leona, but she's not in today. I've been just working here for like 2 months, actually 2 months, and yeah, I think it's. If she told me right, it's like she was always fascinated with the cats, and thought it would be a good idea to, to make money off that, because people love cats. It's Istanbul. There's lots of cats, so cat cafe. Why not? But this building, no, that's nothing special.
Interesting.
I'm sorry, by the way, if that was an atrocious Turkish accent.
No, you're fine. I'm not doing a Galway accent either. Not that, maybe you wouldn't know the difference, but I could not try it. I feel like I would offend anyone watching that might be from the south of Ireland.
I don't mind offending the English.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm just having a quick look at my skills just to see if there's anything I could use in this situation. Gunplay.
Yeah, that's gonna make her talk.
Well, she has number 1 socializing as well. I forgot. Number 2 research. Maybe, I don't know. What do we think in terms of the story? Do we want to follow up this lead of the cafe, or do we want to just move on to the, what was it called? The
Hagia Sophia.
Yeah, because I have number 1 socializing, so I might be able to do a role in getting the owner's contact details or something, or getting a phone call with them maybe, or I don't know. Depends what you think, if we should focus on that or not.
I think we could definitely roll to see if we can get the contact details, but we'll kind of close it off there and maybe head back to the hotel. Because it will be getting late at this point.
Yeah. So what should I roll for that? I have let's see. Cleverness, well. Let's see. Would it be socializing? It's only 1.
If you were trying to get the number in, yeah, that would be the most applicable.
Is there a persuasion kind of skill? No.
I think that's part of socializing. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so I'll do a socializing roll then. So, okay. Please be good. 3. Nah, probably not good.
Okay. So yeah, the shop assistant, yeah, not really relevant for a cafe, but let's go with that term. The shop assistant says, yeah, I mean, okay, I'll have to check with the boss if she's okay with, handing her number out. Could you give me your number so I can call you back if she says yes?
Yeah, that sounds good. So then Emily would give her phone number. and her name.
Mhm.
Just her first name. And
Because she couldn't pronounce the last name anyway.
yeah, just to save herself the bother of explaining or trying to teach them the pronunciation. So maybe I finish up the conversation with the cafe lady, and then I check in with Aurora and see if she's noticed anything in the cafe or around.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, so Emily's just asking
Yeah.
Aurora, like, have you, so, he does, so Emily would say to Aurora, I just spoke to the lady, and she doesn't know that much. I've left my contact details in case the owner would like to reach out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary in the cafe, or?
Well, just the history bit about the map that I quickly pointed out earlier, and I feel like it still points to just us like having to check out Hagia Sophia, but nothing more in detail yet.
Yeah, sounds good.
So let's do that tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Let's do it tomorrow. So will that be us then? Will we head back to the hotel?
Yeah, I'm happy enough to head back.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get another hot chocolate and then we'll head back to the hotel.
Nice.
That's us.
That's good. Ooh, I should have not drunk so much coffee.
Yeah, so it's
really aware of this.
Safe to assume you all make it back to the hotel safely. It is, yeah, night has properly fallen by the time you get back, but you make it safe. Are you guys doing anything special in preparation for tomorrow? Or are you just sleeping, basically?
I want to actually check some of my gear.
All right.
So all I want to know is I have a travel kit, I have a camping kit, a climbing kit, and a scuba kit, and a swinging kit. I just want to know what all of these kits have in them.
So let me find the right page in the book. Because I think they do detail that.
Yeah, they do in the gear section.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have the page number by any chance?
Amelia seems to be gone.
No.
And she's back.
Oops, sorry.
Did you disconnect?
It looks like everyone...
I accidentally hit refresh.
Oh, there, we're back, I think.
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah, we're all good.
And everybody seems to be where they're supposed to. Lovely. So, gear.
Yep.
Was like page 30 or something? That's combat. Combat. Gear. There is gear. Okay. So, travel kit, smartphone, radio headset, passport, wallet, purse. Where is skill kits there? Which ones do you have?
Oh yeah, smartphone, headset, passport, wallet, purse.
That's the that's the travel kit. Yeah. You also have the camping kit. That has... Wait. Is that listed? No, camping is actually not listed, I don't think.
It isn't the character. Ah, it's below in survival items. Provides
right, yeah.
survival searching rolls while intact.
Survival kit. Survival kit plus 10 sleeping bag land. Okay.
And the survival kit. Wilderness kit.
Crowbar, a saw, steno heater. Then there is a climbing kit, which you have, which is crampons, grappling hook, pitons, so yeah, basically just climbing gear and stuff to attach yourself to walls.
Chalk powder.
Scuba kit is probably just a scuba suit, I'd assume. And fin, snorkel, mask, rebreather, wetsuit, depth gauge, dive light, and a 60-minute supply of, I presume, oxygen.
Oxygen, yep. And swinging kit.
Swinging kit comes with a zip line, collapsible grapple with 40-foot thin rope spool, a harness, carabiners, pitons, and grapnel launcher. Or a grapple launcher. So yeah, you got more rope that you can possibly ask for.
All the rope.
Yeah. You've drained the UK of rope supplies, basically.
Yeah. That's cool. Okay, that's everything that I needed to know. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, for everybody else looking at that, that is like the kits are detailed. Travel kits on page 43 and the other 45 and 46. In case you were wondering.
So another thing I wanted to just check with the character sheet. So you have your total burden. You know, underneath total burden, what
Mhm.
does the Q-1 mean? And the T dash?
Isn't it when you have too many things that it's...
Yeah, I think that's the penalties that apply.
Oh.
When you're over encumbered, but to my knowledge, you're not over encumbered because of your backpacks.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it also says penalty. So Q-1. That's if you are. So you get to pack gear up to the bulk number of your brawn without any penalty, and then brawn plus endurance, you get Q-1. So quickness, you get a quickness penalty. And then if you go beyond that, you get the additional penalty that you can, however, mitigate by spending tenacity, which is the quality for endurance. But yeah, that does not apply to you yet because you, to my knowledge, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you have four bulk in your medium backpack, which holds 4. And the rest amounts to 2 total.
Like,
so yeah, you're fine.
Anything in my backpack, I just put pack up beside it just so it was easier.
Yeah, so right now you're fine. You don't need to concern yourself with the penalties. Not yet, anyway.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, I'm good. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Good. So we head back to the hotel. And yeah, does anyone else's characters need to do anything significant before we all just hit the hay and go to sleep? We'll all do our best snore impressions for the immersion of our characters.
Maybe play a couple more rounds of Words with Friends.
Oh, I think Raheem's putting markers at the moment in my tour book, and Adrian's probably just like right next.
I'm also doing research.
Yeah, Raheem's doing all the research, and poor old man Adrian is just like straight up snoring, like so loud, so obnoxiously. But where are we researching? Like, are we just in a room, or are we together? Am I in my room?
I mean, so far I have assumed you are in each of your respective rooms.
Yeah. Oh, fabulous. So okay, I'm conked
separated.
Out.
Yeah, I'm conked out. I'm back in my room.
But sorry, like from the dialogue now, what's the plan of the other group? So of Aurora's and the others.
We
It somehow
we
didn't quite catch
we
it.
went to, we
Figure
went to
out
the
what's
cafe.
going on.
Yes.
And then we realized that there was some info on a map pointing to the largest mosque in the city.
Yes.
So our plan is to get some sleep, and we're gonna head there in the morning.
Okay, and then you already thought about taking also rope with you.
No, I just wanted to know what I had.
Okay. Got it. Sorry, I wasn't sure if you packed it or like what you did, but okay, it makes sense. Then
no,
I didn't miss anything.
No, I was just asking what was in all of the kits. So I had a better understanding of how I might be able to utilize them.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
We just take the rope and tie up the girl in the cafe and just tell us what you do.
And then roll hand to hand plus kung fu for information. No, we didn't do any of that. I'm now going to sleep, so we can all collectively move on to the next day, if everyone's okay with that.
Good.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep,
Fine by
I'm
me.
good.
So the sun has set, and the sun shall rise again on the next morning. Let us assume for a second that you are all meeting in the hotel bar, which in the early hours of the morning is sort of rearranged to serve as the breakfast parlor of the hotel, because breakfast is included in the price, obviously.
Oh, fabulous.
Nice.
There's a nice buffet with all the foods that you can wish for. Yes.
Oh, yes.
I have an organizational question.
Yes.
How long are we going to play?
So when we took that break, we said we would be fine for another 2 hours. So let's say 8 p.m. German time.
Ah, okay.
Another
I
20
didn't catch
minutes.
that actually.
20 to 30, depending on. I'm
I
probably gonna have to throw in a cliffhanger somewhere soon.
looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a cutoff at like 8:05 or something. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then,
Actually,
perfect.
just pointing that out.
So, what shall the three of us meet for breakfast at a table then? 'Cause
Maybe,
we still
yeah.
haven't linked
I mean,
in with
Right
Adrian.
now you're all in the bar / breakfast place.
Maybe Emily, Aurora, and Lee could be sitting together, and maybe Adrian and Raheem could be sitting together. And
Oh no, Adrian will be crashing your breakfast table. We're friends now.
I also have a question. So, like, if Raheem now did more research and I'm like marking the mosques, can I now just like say, okay, I did research and I found out this and that, or would you have to approve of it, or how would it work?
No, I think that's fine. You spent quite a few hours last night going over that material, so I think we can just assume you did.
Yeah. Okay, I'm kind of asking because you also had the idea with Dunya, right? Who was then talking with them, and currently there's like these two separate ways that that we're going, and of course we're bringing them together. And I'm just thinking like, okay, how can this pan out?
Well, I think maybe the three of us, we have. I think maybe as you, the two of you approach the breakfast, you might overhear us discussing our plans for heading.
That's what I was thinking.
And
Yeah.
then say, oh, we were looking at similar things, and we're going to be heading there today as well.
Yeah, that's why I was
Sounds
going to
good.
crash the breakfast table.
Okay, let's play it out, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just like asking on the technicality, like how does it work for them?
Yeah.
Understood.
So for breakfast, Emily had some scrambled eggs and toast. It was very delicious. Very buttery. Yeah.
Lee had some lovely poached eggs on avocado with a little
Ooh.
bit of a little
Quite
bit of
fancy.
sriracha.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Um, So we're sitting eating breakfast. Me, Aurora, and Emily, Aurora, and Lee are at a table, and they're eating, and they're just kind of discussing um, what the plan is. And Emily's sort of facing, can see where Adrian and Raheem are sitting, and she kind of notices Adrian is like staring, like eavesdropping. And then maybe
Am I staring?
or are you like
You gotta be
eavesdropping?
careful of God Modern.
Then Adrian
You don't
runs
know what I'm
away.
doing. I haven't said anything.
Adrian
Are you
runs away.
staring?
Am I staring? Well, I was thinking that maybe Adrian and Raheem are kind of like grabbing breakfast, like kind of standing.
yeah,
Raheem's kind of, I imagine, explaining to Adrian like all the research that he slept on. If
Does
you would like
Hmm.
to have
does
that moment,
yeah,
does Raheem have the flyers with him marked?
yes.
did you bring
Raheem
them
went
to
out of his
breakfast?
room and picked up Adrian. We went together to the breakfast room, and I'm starting to tell Adrian then what I found out, right?
That's wonderful. And so it's got you think these mosques are all linked somehow? Adrian asks while kind of piling on food onto his plate from whatever he fancies from the buffet.
Yes, so my father has been working as an interpreter, and he has been telling me the story of the people of Bubastis in Egypt. And
Uh-huh.
these were some people that were also believing in the goddess and went across the world and were building religious sites. And I think to this day there's still communities
Hmm.
that follow that path and that belief, right? And when I was looking through the materials that we had, and also while I was marking the different mosques, I realized that there's also the so-called Ottoman catacombs that are a
Ah.
path between different mosques. But I can't. I found this older map, but I can't quite map where these catacombs begin and end.
Hmm.
And what also led me to believe this is that Bestat is the goddess and has her underlings, all the different cats. And that it's said that these cats can go between realms. So what I was thinking is, if we have the Ottoman catacombs and the cats are going between the realms, maybe we have to actually look under us in the underground.
So you're suggesting that the cats are using the catacombs to cross the city and harass people? Wait, hold on. Oh, sausages. Um, so so you think it's an underground thing? Do you think cats hang out underground often?
Then I do think that cats usually do not behave as strangely as they currently do in the
Oh yeah,
city.
that is true.
And if it is true from the dots that I've been making over the night, it seems like we need to find some sort of entrance to the underground, to the underworld, and I suppose that is connected to the Ottomans and the catacombs,
Mm.
but I'm not sure on that.
Well, that could be very interesting because, like we said yesterday in the library, I said that I wanted to go and explore and see if maybe we can find some sort of symbolism, and maybe if there is anything to do with these mosques or an entrance to these catacombs, maybe there's a symbol signifying where the entrance is. Because I imagine people would need some sort of like image
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
symbol to show where these open and the significance of these. I mean, even when you go to Rome, for example, a lot of the old Roman ruins are
Yes.
still, some of them have been turned into churches and so on, but there's still symbolism that they were Roman and they're either by
Mm-hmm.
architecture or so on and so forth. So maybe that could be what we do today. Maybe we should peruse the city, perhaps find, or we can maybe check out some of these mosques that you've marked on the map. That could
Yes,
could
Adrian,
maybe
this
be
is
of interest.
a
Could
very
I
good idea.
could I
Sorry.
in passing overhear or observe that they are talking about looking at mosques?
You're making the story, so yes. Also, I suppose you have to.
As you could. Yeah, not gonna make a roll for that. It's pretty quiet right now. You can probably hear that.
So I'm going to pipe up and say that if they are looking at investigating some mosques, but they don't know which one, that we met each other yesterday. We all seem to be here for a reason, and the plan was for the three of us to go check out the largest mosque today. So why don't the five of us go there, and they can start their search with us?
That's quite fabulous. I didn't realize that you were all doing the same thing. I
Yes.
suppose I didn't realize. Yeah, I mean, if you have, are you all having breakfast together?
Just bring two chairs over.
Yeah, yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Raheem,
That's excellent. We'll join you, and yeah, let's do it then. If clearly we're all here for the same thing, maybe more or less, maybe we could help each other out, make this easier instead of harder. I'm so
but
tired.
Raheem is a bit also suspicious of the situation, and then, well, we're grabbing our chairs and we go over there. We sit down, and I'm also asking about the circumstances why you guys are also searching or going to the mosque. What's the background behind
Well,
that?
I will
it
let.
turns out that we were apparently meeting the same person and working with the same person who was also interested in the cat problem. So now that is our job.
Wait, you're
We all
researching
came
the
back
cats also?
with the cats. Yeah, interesting.
Wait. I'm researching the cats. I'm here to figure out what's wrong with the cats. What are
Oh.
you doing with the cats? Are we all here for cats? Have we been hired by cats?
Seems like it.
I'm just here for a good time. I don't care about the cats, but work is work.
Now you take that back. Cats are wonderful creatures. That you should care about the cats. They have pyramids on their heads. It's wonderful. Never say that in my presence
do.
again.
After
Anyway, this is Emily talking. Maybe we should wrap this up and move out.
Yeah, let's finish breakfast. I'm gonna go grab my large pack, and yeah, and I'm gonna just gonna grab my
Well,
large
nobody
pack.
actually told me why you're researching the cats. And what are you guys doing with the cats?
yeah, and which mosque are we going to go to?
Where are we good? We don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't.
Like let's just.
Well,
Maybe we
we
should
had a hint.
exchange the information we had.
yeah.
Yeah.
Would be
Okay.
wise
We
because
found a hint that, yeah, that like the situation, the cat situation is apparently particularly pronounced around Hagia Sophia. So that's where we're going to go.
Mm,
Apparently, that mosque is the most obvious one.
yeah.
And with a shocking face, I look over to Adrian and I whisper, "The catacombs align perfectly."
Adrian's eyes kind of widen and kind of swirling on and go, oh. And then I guess we would turn to you guys and go, maybe Adrian would go, Raheem here has actually been marking on the maps that we got, if anyone checked the goodie bags, the catacombs, because we were researching as well about these cats. And Raheem has this idea that maybe the cats are using the catacombs to do whatever cats do. I don't know about cats.
Yeah, it's maybe.
Now I'm excited. Now I'm like, yes, we're gonna go do something fun. There's a bit of excitement in the air. Thank you,
Yes.
Raheem.
Well, we're
But to maybe
thinking.
repeat it, right? That cats are the underlings from Bastet, and that they go between the worlds, and it is said that they can enter the underworld and go out of it. And I think maybe the underworld is a bit more literal than people believe, because the Ottoman catacombs align perfectly under the Hagia Sophia.
I'm
Like the
ready.
catacombs.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Wait. You're not suggesting that we actually go into the catacombs, though, right? We're not actually. We're just
We're
gonna
going
look
in.
at them. But
We're-
what?
Yep.
No. I'm not going into a catacomb. There's dead bodies down there. I am not going into a catacomb. I will sit outside in the. No, what? What do you mean? We don't have to go inside the catacombs. We can just look at it. Maybe.
Dead
Adrian.
bodies aren't dangerous anymore, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the dead
Adrian, think
people. I
about
don't
it.
know. There's gonna be bones and there's gonna be
It
spiders.
is going to be research.
What if
It's
there's
gonna be-
snakes?
yeah.
First one
But
that is going to see the inscriptions, and you will be the first person who is
I-
able to translate
just-
them.
Well, we could put a camera on a cat and send it inside instead, and we can go have coffee and biscuits, and instead we could just hire the cats. The cats are going in there anyway. I don't know why we have to.
But Adrian, I've said it before. The only real things are the ones that you see yourself.
Yeah. There's 5 of us here. We all seem to be linked into this. 5 of us are going into these catacombs today.
How long? How long do you, like all day? We're going in all day?
Like, put some
I
breakfast
mean,
in your
as long
bag.
as it takes to
can
figure
we-
out what's going on.
I think anybody
It's-
would know us.
It's a buffet. It's, as much as you can eat. They didn't say when you had to eat it.
Yeah, but then it would be cold by then. What if we get lost? What if I mean, is it even legal to go into these catacombs? Is it
Doesn't
even
matter.
I bloody well does matter to me. I don't want to get arrested for hanging around dead people. Are you insane?
I'm a little bit. I need something. I need this.
I want to do a socializing check against Fang if I can convince him to go into the catacombs.
You're trying to convince me that this is a good
At least
idea.
a day.
Okay.
I think, yeah, that'll probably be an opposed roll. Let me confirm that real quick.
And I hope
Because-
on a lot of help from the other people on the table to convince Fang.
I'm if the socializing check fails, I'm ready for a hand to
Kung
hand.
Fu.
No.
I thought you would say
I'm
that.
ready for like a, like you are coming with us. Snap out of it.
Oh no.
So we'll let Raheem and Adrian do their checks first, but I'm ready on hand. With hand.
There are probably
Good,
ways we can
so-
get in, even if it should not be legal, I think.
But Melia and sorry, not Emily and Aurora are you going to help me convince.
You cannot convince me. There's dead bodies in there and spiders, and I dread to think what else. I don't go outside. Oh, you're making me go outside. I can't believe you've done this.
Maybe one of us could say, maybe Emily could turn around and say, Adrian, if we can convince you to come in, maybe when all this is over, the 5 of us can play Words with Friends.
Oh, I've already added you all. You just haven't responded yet. I have found you all on the app. You just need to. I've already done that. Don't you worry. We're maybe not mutual friends, but it is one-sided at the moment in the game.
Wait, let me check. Yeah, I have an invite to download a new app. Yeah.
Maybe we should just
Words.
check.
Emily
if we
also
can convince-
looks at her phone and kind of rolls her eyes.
Some of you were probably also low-key worried how Adrian found your username.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're all using your legal name.
By the way, since we're on that subject, have any of you given your last names to any of the other people? Like,
No.
I guess Emily and Lee have given know that of each other, but
I'm famous,
the others?
so.
But I mean, we could hear during the check-in.
Plot hole.
Okay, check-in is a fair point.
But they
Yeah, but they did check in
arrived
before
at the
you.
time. So Adrian, myself, and Emily checked in before Aurora and Raheem arrived at the hotel.
You, Emily, and Aurora, and then Adrian, and but yeah.
But I'm
Adrian
famous,
just added the wrong
so
people.
I'm very easy to Google. I mentioned a movie I was in front of all five of us. So that's probably easy to find.
Okay, and then you're friends on Word was friends with Emily, so okay, so that makes sense.
We all checked into the same hotel on Facebook. It was...
Yeah.
So I found
Who
everyone.
uses-
Everyone checked into the same.
Who
hotel
uses
on
Facebook anymore? Come on, be realistic.
I've already got it on all my socials that
We're all Gen X, are we not?
Yeah, but Gen X doesn't use Facebook. Like, have you opened Facebook in the last decade?
That's the only people I know that use Facebook. I don't know anyone my age.
What age are you?
I actually opened Facebook
28.
today and
Big mistake.
said that I am going to deactivate it because I just keep getting homophobic and transphobic posts.
It's just my family
Okay, that's
posting.
crazy.
Mm.
I would hope Aurore's operational security to be a little bit better than that, but
Just being found. That's like the first name also.
That's the magic of Adrian. He just finds a way.
Yeah, we need to get Adrian to this mosque with us because
Yes.
his knowledge and his
So not to be too metagamey about this, but since we do have a cutoff in 7 minutes maximum, there is a mechanical way to do this, which would be a socializing roll by each of you versus Adrian's will save. Or you could just role play it out for the next 5 minutes.
Nah, let's do a roll.
Roll it.
Okay.
I'm good with Raheem doing the role, and then if it doesn't work, I'm ready.
I mean, you can all do the role and then assist him. Like the three of you, like Emily, Lee, and Aurora could roll first, and then any successes you roll get added as new dice for Raheem to meet Adrian's will saving throw.
What do we roll?
So first of all, Adrian/Fang needs to do a will saving throw, and then you all need to match that or exceed it if possible.
Okay.
So
Like
do I just roll once?
So Fang rolls first, then the three of you who want to assist him, and then the number of successes versus Fang's will save get added to Nero's roll as extra dice.
Oh, okay.
So I just roll once, yeah?
No, you get will is
I got 2, so I roll
2.
twice.
Yeah, you roll twice.
Okay, come on, dice. 2 and a 5.
Oh, okay. That breakfast buffet is very convincing.
I don't know. Do we need to have higher than 5 now? Or is it that we have to have
I'm gonna say if you collectively roll more than 1 5, then you're still gonna do it for the sake of the story.
Okay.
That's a
we
lot.
don't have the best.
What do we roll for?
Yeah. So you guys roll your, like, the three of you, Emily, Lee, and Aurora, now roll your socializing skill.
Okay,
And every roll that meets 5 gets added for Nero on his roll to the final socializing roll.
I got
I
5.
don't have socializing actually.
Well, great.
Okay, so you're out.
Yeah, I don't have socializing.
Okay.
You don't have socializing also.
I have 0.
You're an actor. What do you mean?
I'm a stuntman.
You gotta talk to
Okay,
somebody on set.
Okay, at
Stuntman and a
least I
kung
have
fu
5
guy.
from
Emily. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
you get. Do you have socializing, Nero? You
I
do. Okay.
yes.
So instead of 1, you get the extra 1 from Owen. So you get to roll 2.
Woo.
Great.
You're welcome.
You have 2 rolls to get 5 or better.
6.
Yo.
I didn't even need any help.
You one up to me. Okay, give me your best. Convince me again. Give me another good convince.
You know, you can even take some of the breakfast buffet with you, and if we spend some time there, it can be pretty to eat your sausages under the beautiful light of the torch and the shining inscriptions on the wall.
I would also like to add that at least come to the mosque with us. And if we get there and then you don't want to go to the catacombs, then that's fine. But then I'm gonna lean to the other 3 people and say I will get violent.
I suppose there's no way out of this, I guess. So, all right, let's go to the mosque and let's go see the corpses inside the catacombs. That's a really and let's not tell anyone. Let's not tell any of the authorities or anybody who could possibly save us if we are in any moments of danger, which absolutely will not happen when we're in the catacombs, which is probably illegal to be in for the reason of being dangerous. Yes, let's. Do you know? I'm not going to think about it anymore. Let's go. I'm not.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is right. We
That's
should
the
simply
spirit.
not
Let's
inform
go.
the authorities about anything we do.
From this moment on, it's the 5 of us. We are sticking to the 5 of us, and we are now. Let's try and get this as a group. Everything else is an external source. It's potentially a threat. Potentially, even if we meet allies, they're potentially enemies. But the 5 of us,
Okay.
we're gonna make a pact right now before we head to this mosque that we are in this with each other, for each other.
I suppose we should toast
Yay.
our
So
glasses of fruit juice in that
Okay,
sense.
I will get a round of mimosas in for us.
Oh, I'm there for that. Okay, you've convinced me.
Let's
Let's go.
go.
Mimosas
Yep.
are on the table.
Ching!
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, that's a cliffhanger, I
I
suppose.
guess that's a good place to.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll let the narrator finish us off.
So well, after your toast, you basically decide to gather your adventuring gear, so your backpacks and your everything that holds your equipment, basically. You meet in the lobby, you walk out of it, and as you walk out of the hotel, you already see 2 cats, sort of as if they were waiting for you, and then as you turn to walk towards Hagia Sophia, so to the area you were yesterday, they just kind of walk along. And then a 3rd cat joins you from a distant sideway. And as the camera pans out, you see more and more cats joining you from the side streets. And that is where we leave for the next session. With you walking epically away from the camera, guarded by a bunch of cats.
Woo!
Nice.
Oh,
What's, oh.
And then everyone dies.
Of course.